Training camp is underway at St. John Fisher, and day number 1 is in the books for the Buffalo Bills. And good news for the Bills. All but Tyrell Shavers were on the field to some capacity. Shavers, though, is the lone player that was placed on PUP to start camp. He, of course, recovering from that torn ACL he suffered late last season. We also did hear from plenty of the Bills brass this morning. Head coach Joe Brady before practice, and then after practice, it was general manager Brandon Beane. Beane spent plenty of time talking about third-year wide receiver Keon Coleman, namely his maturity.
I don't know what my expectations are. I'm not concerned that he's not going to do things, the immature things that popped up from time to time the first 2 years. So I think by being as mature as he's shown this offseason, that those things will take care of itself.
You can listen back to Beane, Brady, and all the players who spoke after practice today at our website, WGR550.com, or on the Odyssey app. Do stay tuned. We're going to get the latest on day 1. Sal Capaccio will join the show at 4 and Paul Hamilton at 5. And then coverage of training camp on WGR is presented by Fiegel Car and Joyce, your border attorneys, and brought to you by Outlet Liquor. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? And by the Barnes Firm. Car crash? You've got to call the Barnes Firm. 1-800-8-million. Saints defensive tackle Brian Breezy appears to have suffered a torn ACL. It is not official. He is still undergoing tests. Bengals edge Shamar Stewart carted off the field today with what appeared to be a leg injury. And then Panthers wide receiver Chris Brazal is set to miss up to 8 weeks as he suffered a moderate LCL tear. Bison's at Lehigh Valley. First pitch for that one at 6:45. The Mets play 2 today against Atlanta. Game 1 is currently tied 2-2 in the 7th. Game 2 is scheduled for 7:10 later tonight. Jays tied with Washington 1-1. That one also in the 7th. And then later tonight, Yankees. They're going to be at the White Sox. First pitch at 7:40. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Zach Jones for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
Mike Schopp and the Bulldog.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody?
Monday, Tuesday, hump day is halfway. It's Mike Schopp.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
And the Bulldog.
Hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on. I know you can hear me.
It's Mike Schopp and the Bulldog.
Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
On WGR.
Hump day!
Sports Radio 550.
I'll just read from my script, I guess, for lack of a better word for it. Notes. Camp. All caps. 3 exclamation points. I don't think you can ever really do 2. And 1...
No, yeah, I mean, I
didn't really get the job done.
I like mostly use 1, but if you're going for emphasis, overemphasis, 2 is not enough.
Camp. There, sorry.
Yeah, that sounds like 3 exclamation points to me. Is camp in all caps?
Yes.
All right. Did you say that? I'm sorry.
I did. I meant to.
I might have been distracted.
Camp,
which is bad. Camp. Stop hating on the jerseys, guys.
Can you imagine if Josh Allen had said he didn't like him? Is there any world in which Josh Allen would be like, gray?
I can't. No, I can't imagine.
What a meaningful comment.
What I can imagine. Well, because it happened. Nobody asked him. He just volunteered that. So.
Wow. Brave.
What I can't imagine is him being asked and him saying, "No, I think they're terrible."
Anything.
Or I don't like anything other than positive. But to just unprompted, just feel like. So I'm just going to guess that 80% or more of the people who hated them now love them.
No, I would not say that.
And it's going to be fine.
Josh Allen doesn't tell us how to feel. Some percentage of people probably.
80 might be high. 60.
80 is a slap in the face.
60. I'm going to go to 60. Sorry.
He's never going to tell me how to feel about clothes.
Went too big.
Imagine like somebody you don't know. Well, maybe I should be careful here because maybe this is what usually happens. Where you see someone wearing something, someone famous that you like, and then you want to wear that, or you want it like that's kind of the point of marketing and endorsements
right.
is, if he would wear that shirt, then I would want to wear that shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I said
Golf.
many times on Monday when we were in the throes of the whole thing that once people see him in it, they're going to buy him. They're gonna love it. You go, I think that looks pretty good.
But it's so pathetic. Like, if you really think about it, especially if you're like twice his age.
Yeah,
just like,
which I am more
why
than.
would I care at all? Of course he's going to say he likes them. Asked or not asked, of course he was going to say that. Didn't he also kind of say, like, I mean, I don't listen to the people. I don't go online or anything. I wouldn't know if anybody.
He tried.
I would never know if anybody said anything.
He did try to sort of
give me a break.
Deflect how much attention you might have perceived he was paying by the fact that he was scolding everyone about hating.
Give me a break.
So anyway,
be real. It's the first day though. It's first day.
Maybe that was real from him. I don't know.
If it is, just how embarrassing. I wouldn't know if anybody. I should be careful because I'm not quoting him. But if you did, it would sound like this. I think if you heard him talk about it, it would sound like this. Well, here we go. First camp. First day of practice. Don't be Carolina. I think so far in training camp, the message. The ideology you want here is do not. I don't know how you avoid it.
I just don't want to see the cart ever.
They've had three already.
Yeah. Although we found this out last year, right? Like the cart, anything can look worse than it ends up being, right? Hairston looked like maybe it was a devastating season-ending injury, and it was not that. But the trainer, the locker room is so far away that the cart doesn't necessarily symbolize you're done. I think in a game it might, but at practice maybe not. But anyway, yeah,
it's just a ride.
Avoid Carolina. Avoid. I'm so bullish on Cincinnati. I need to know if Shamar Stewart was supposed to matter for them. He had kind of a lost rookie year, it felt like. So I don't know. He was on the second team when he got hurt. So I don't know if that's a big deal for them or not. I mean, he was a first-round pick last year. So someone that they could have been counting on. I don't know, but that looked gruesome.
I was told not to watch it, so I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I came across someone, I hate this, but, whatever. People want information. A video of it that played automatically that was that magnified his leg, and there was no not seeing it as I was I was like, what is that? Oh, thanks.
Too late.
So anyway,
Hairston was the one last year, and he was out until week 7. He did play the rest of the season out. Although, did he get hurt in the playoffs?
He got hurt in the Jet.
The Jet game, he wasn't supposed to play in it.
He was on the field late in the Jet game and got hurt, is what happened there. Yes. It wasn't insignificant, but it wasn't season-ending. And it felt at the moment it happened, and we're talking afterward, that could be bad.
Well, Carolina, for what it's worth, is down a linebacker for the year already. Scourton is his name. Mm-hmm. They had another injury the next day that might not have been that bad, but there was a cart. I don't know who that was. And then there was this rookie receiver today, Chris Brazel, who is going to miss, they say, 8 weeks with a tear in his knee. So that's no good. That's somebody, I can't tell you about linebackers, right? I don't have the badge. Mm-hmm. I'm not qualified. But like rookie wide receivers, thinking about fantasy, he's somebody that was kind of interesting because he goes deep. And they have Ted McMillan, who's in his second year, and Jalen Coker, who's okay. And they're trying to, I think I would say, salvage Bryce Young. But many bad signs with Carolina, and not the least of which is these multiple injuries already without even having gotten to the Hall of Fame game yet. They started early because they play in that game next week. So not great. I think, I wrote down for Sal, this is an easy question. How do you avoid this without just not practicing?
Right.
Is there any way to sort of calculate some sort of insurance against these injuries?
I feel like in a lifetime of doing this already and talking about it, I think short of not practicing, I don't think there is, because like they're not going, it's non-contact. There's no pads. It's, it's as easy as I think you can practice football if you have like the shoes on, other than a walkthrough when you might be in flip-flops. I don't think there's an easier way you can do what they're doing. It just comes with the territory, and you just hope you don't get the crappy hand dealt to you.
For what it's worth, also, they're also performing today. Like, there's fans out there. There isn't much of this. There's less of this every year.
That's right.
And so you're not wearing flip-flops today. Like, today is ceremonial.
Sure,
today is, well, it's more than that, but it's also like this is the beginning. And we have a new coach who wants to set a certain precedent for seriousness, right? I mean, I think that's one thing we've talked about recently quite a few times. That's interesting about Joe Brady is I think maybe most people would perceive that this is a shift away from a more regimented, serious coaching, style. Mm-hmm. And maybe it is, but if I were Brady, I might sense that. I would know better than I do about how true it is. And I think I would want, maybe it's that thing yesterday with C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the live stream. Like maybe it's sort of like, I'm actually in charge here, and you're going to know it. I'm going to act like it. Mm-hmm. And so I think if I were he, I'd probably want to come off like I'm really running this. And yeah, he's 36, but that doesn't change what my job title is. And this is a team with serious aspirations. So I think I would probably want to make that impression. Whether he did or not, I guess that's just subjective.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not seen, I don't know if they will or won't, send out his address to the team or part of his address to the team. He was asked about it. I watched his whole, I watched everything today. First day of camp.
Look at you.
I wanted to, that's how I knew that Josh Allen volunteered this defense of the uniforms. I watched his entire appearance. I watched Joe Brady. I watched Brandon Beane. And I thought Brady, he has emphasized, this is right from the start consistently, like, I'm going to be me, right? Which I think is important. Like, you cannot try to be something you're not to some guy. Like, you just can't be a different guy to different people. You got to be consistent. And I think that's an important thing to know in a job like that. And he wants us to know that he's aware of that because he says it, pretty regularly. But I took him in today, and I don't think it's because he's now the head coach of the Bills. Maybe it's because it was 8:30 in the morning or 8 in the morning instead of 5 o'clock in the evening or whenever he would do these things during the season.
Yeah, afternoons.
I thought he's got a reputation. It's in Ty Dunn's piece. We talked to Ty yesterday. Like he's someone who hits the caffeine. Like he's a coffee energy drink guy, and maybe by 5 o'clock in the afternoon he's a little frantic, but I thought he was less of like, let me tell you everything at once today. Good. I thought he was much more measured and just, I guess sounded more like a head coach should sound to me. And I don't know, maybe when he talks at 4 o'clock on Mondays after games, he'll be wired again because he's, sucking down caffeine all day long. I don't know.
Okay.
But he seemed, I liked how he came off today at the presser, if you're looking for my review of that.
I am. I don't have my own, so I would like yours. I'll just defer to you on this.
I am here for you, yes.
Just don't get hurt, I mean,
right. And it's a first practice, and it's rainy.
Yeah.
Right, like that. That could make you nervous. I mean, I liked him on that. He'd sort of, we play in Buffalo. We just got to deal with it and put the ball down. Let's go. But I saw it was raining there this morning. Like, oh, geez.
You did not.
Footing.
You did not.
I was a little worried about footing.
Footing.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to play on grass now.
That's right.
So
at home anyway.
Yeah, at home. Which is one of the more, like, I don't have tickets. I didn't buy tickets to go to the new place. I've never even seen it yet, from the inside. But I think maybe the grass field is my favorite. The thing about the change that I'm most interested in or excited about, I mean, we're always moving in the other direction. The Chiefs are going to play in a dome. The Browns are building a dome, apparently. Like teams, the Bills did not do that.
Aren't the Bears looking to build
the
a
Bears,
dome?
like these old school franchises that you might be old enough to remember to envision them playing in like mud. I mean, the Colts have been in a dome for a long time, but this game that showed up on my screen 2 mornings ago after I had gone to sleep downstairs because of the thunderstorm, so I turn on old football, and there it is when I wake up. They're playing on dirt. This 75 or 76 Colts in the playoffs, like it's just dirt. There's no grass at all. It's just dirt. And that would just be awful. Maybe turf was awful, too, in the same era, or maybe forever. But I'm excited. Like, the Bills in my lifetime have never hosted games on grass. I mean, that's always been something different. That was always for the AFC North to enjoy, never us, or Miami, I guess. But, you know, I think that's really cool. I think it's really exciting that they're going to have a grass field. It's probably mostly like a turf field, where it's just so perfect that it's not going to be dirt ever or mud ever. It could be puddles.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'd be surprised if there's puddles. I don't know. It remains to be seen. They're talking a lot about how the design of the stadium will restrict some of the elements. So we'll see how that holds up. Because a grass in this climate it could be a bold move.
They're going to have dehumidifiers hanging like drones on that wire that they use for cameras over the field. So any precipitation that comes down will just be sucked up before it even gets to the field. So no one will get wet. The field will never get wet.
I don't know if the field will never get wet, but I can't imagine that it's flawed enough that there will be puddles, unless it's like a monsoon or something.
But I like the fact that it's grass.
Yeah, me too. But I'm curious about how that's going to look in December. I mean, I hope fantastic, but I'm still curious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a lot of these, like Pittsburgh, similar enough climate, and they also have college football in there too. But like, it's a thing every year. At some point in the year, it's like they got to reseed the middle because it's getting worn out. And Pitt played a game on Saturday, and it was raining, and now it's all torn up, and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Like, we don't have a college team to worry about, so that's one less thing that could impact it. So hopefully it all just holds up great.
We'll never have any events in there other than Bills games. I mean, maybe in the off season, but there won't be anything like that. You're saying it.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be
Saturdays.
Yeah, right, in season. But I mean, they're concerts, soccer. Like, I expect there to be stuff in there. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they one of the benefits, I think, of the new stadium, the bowl at Rich Stadium was not big enough to accommodate a soccer field, but this is
good.
So
who do we get?
I think
do we get like a Tottenham Hotspur friendly next summer? Or something like
the
that?
stadium is similar enough, right? Design point wise. So
this is about the time of year when those teams come over.
Yeah, right.
They're not playing here.
In fact, Liverpool and Wrexham, from the TV show, are playing at Yankee Stadium tonight.
Okay, exactly.
I saw a promo for that during the last night's Yankee telecast.
I got my soccer fill with the World Cup. I'm, ready for the Premier League season. I like that. Really, I'm just ready for more video replay rulings.
Oh, sure.
I'm ready for more VAR.
Can't get enough of that.
That's what I want to see more of, is the time between when a goal is scored and when you can actually know that it will count. That's what that's what I've really been missing about Premier League and all sports, really. Just that, is that actually going to stand? Okay. Well, camp is here. It's short. 1 day in already. In a week or so, we'll be talking about it being over.
Right.
And there'll be the practice out at the stadium, and you can see the grass field and the dehumidifiers hanging from ropes in case it rains, whatever else it is.
I don't think they have those.
This show goes back to the obligatory reference to how the show has never sounded older. This show goes back to not only Bill's camp at Fredonia, which is now almost 30 years ago. I mean, they were at Fisher when I lived in Rochester. So 98, maybe thereabouts, is when they went there. Late 90s is when they went there.
99, I think, is when did Wade take over?
98.
98?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was his first year, but I know he was the head coach when they moved.
Okay. Yeah, so right there.
Yeah.
I remember, being on that field when Doug Flutie was at camp. Marcellus Wiley saying something just in passing about the media, just, we'll get you Doug Flutie. Some sarcastic reference to how, like, Flutie was the only player that anybody cared about on that team. Some reference to that. I was on the field for that, so that's then.
Yep.
But Niagara, not only Fredonia, but Niagara. I went to a Bills camp.
I did too.
Niagara.
I got OJ's autograph and Mark Bramer's at Niagara University. And others too, but those are the two I remember.
I got autographs on a pennant. OJ was not on the team anymore. So 79 would have to have been the year, I think, or 80. They were there for a little while. In there.
Yeah.
There was no OJ.
Yeah.
But I had a felt Bills pennant, white helmet, red letters, Buffalo Bills, like a blue background. I probably still have it, actually, behind the helmet. And, Ferguson signed the pennant and a few other people. That was a big thrill.
Yeah, for sure.
And it wasn't, that well organized. It would just be like,
oh yeah, it was just
players would just walk
at the
over.
fence. Yeah, I can remember. I don't know how old I would. I couldn't have been more than maybe 8 or 9 years old, and I wasn't like the most assertive kid. I was a big kid, but I wasn't like someone who was going to bully my way to the front or anything. And I remember being at the fence line and sort of. I don't know, my dad, I don't think my dad, like, said anything to anybody, but he sort of implored me to, like, be, like, you're getting pushed out of here. Get in there, basically. And I did, and I got OJ, and, like, I was good.
That was a thrill.
It really was. Yeah, it really, really, really was. Yeah. Little notebook. Little spiral pocket-sized notebook is what I had. Like, one of the, like, index card-sized spiral notebook, and I still have that somewhere. Not the whole notebook, but the OJ piece.
My daughter and I went 2 or 3 years ago to Fisher, and she was in the right place at the right time. And maybe I had also said something like your dad did, just like,
get in there.
Don't be shy, right?
Yeah,
like that's what everybody is doing right here. And she got Brandon Beane's autograph on a cup. She had this white Bills coffee cup, and he signed it. And it's sitting on our kitchen, like the banister maybe is the word, behind the sink. It's like sitting on this with some plants and some cookbooks, this white Bills cup with Brandon Beane's autograph on it. And like, you can't throw it out, it seems. Like something like that, we never use it.
Right.
It's the kind of cup where you could probably take it to a coffee shop and they would fill it up with, you could use it maybe in a coffee shop. But we never use it, and anytime I think about it, like, we're not going to toss it because it's got this autograph on it. So,
right.
It's on a higher level than something without the autograph changes it. Otherwise, it could just be thrown out as junk.
Right.
But no, Brandon Beane.
Right. No, that's that's a thing where if and when you ever move again, you'll be like, it goes in the box. It's just like, all right, we're taking it.
There is no plan for this cup that I'm aware of. There's no, I doubt it's appreciated very much. It's a coffee cup with Brandon Beane's signature. I don't think there's really anything happening in this world at all. It's just sitting there. Never gets used, never gets thrown out. Not going online, not being sold. I should bring it in here.
Yeah.
She doesn't care. Basically, she just did it because her friends were doing the same thing, so she didn't really want his autograph.
But now mostly they have an autograph tent, and there's a line, and like you go through that. It's not like you're not reaching over to the dugout at a baseball game trying to get somebody's attention. Like it's very orderly now. It's not elbowing your way to the front of the line or anything like that now.
With a baseball on a fishing line,
right,
hanging over the dugout so someone can sign it, and then you pull it, you reel it in. No, you're right. It's not like that. So Brady, we've talked about this a lot leading up to today. Sal yesterday got into the defense a little bit more as we've been doing some more recently because there's so many changes to it. And Sal will join us at 4. But Brady has got to be the lead story of all of this, that here the Bills for the first time in 9 years have a new coach. And as we've talked about him, not that we often get like a lot of calls about it. That'll happen once we get into the season. But I kind of think that fans are just meh about the idea of Brady, with due respect to him. But that, of course, would definitely vary, and today seems like a good day to, sort of focus on that, among other things. So if you want to correct me or weigh in on the subject of the new Bills head coach, please feel free. Now's good. 803-0550. Sal at 4, also Paul Hamilton. He was out there today for the press conferences. We'll talk to him about that and some Sabres as well. We haven't talked about the Sabres at all this week. I watched one of their games last night.
Fun.
Before I fell asleep. I consciously did it. They won. I'll tell you more about it.
Okay.
It was a playoff game.
Okay.
I'll tell you more about it as we just a little bit of a tease there.
I feel teased.
You're wondering, what could this be?
This was an effective tease because I want to know what game it is. So don't tell us.
I will tell you, and I doubt you've ever seen it. That's my guess. 803-0550, Sal at 4. Your calls are welcome. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog, first day of Bills camp. This is WGR.
I'm not going to lie, it was great for me. I got to be a dad, right? I got to be a husband. That was really good. I tried to be intentional about giving my coaches space and the staff space. They're going to hear from me every single day and get tired of me, so I thought that was good. You get that itch on the way to come back, right? And it's like, okay, it's football, and it's tough. You drive down the road, like we're all human, right? We're all away from our families, and obviously, you know, I'm away from my kids and my wife, and there's nothing that we can do that's going to make that worth it. You're being away from your family, but like, let's make sure that what we do is meaningful. And so the 6 weeks was tough, but I'm ready for football again, and I needed it.
Joe Brady, only 6 practices left at St. John Fisher. So don't
the time flies.
Don't sleep on this thing. Next Friday is it. 7, to my knowledge, from what I'm looking at, which may have been updated, but it's what I have from when it was released, like a month ago, a little more than a month ago. 7, including today's 8:30 a.m. practices at Fisher. Tomorrow, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday next week. That's it. So, yeah, of course. What do you want from me? It's important. I'm not being sarcastic at all. I sometimes can sound like it when I'm not being that way. It's important to have alone time, downtime, time away from it. And Brady sounds like he has a good perspective on that. Now, though, now it's going to get good. Because
now it's time to go. Yeah.
Here it is. And expectations are no lesser for this team than they've been for many years under Sean McDermott when they ran, him back. And always it's like most of the roster. This year is no different in that way. I guess defensively it's different. A lot of, new coach for starters and then some new players. Like that part of it is different.
Yeah, there's a lot of new there, I think. Max Harrison was here, and if he wins that corner job opposite Benford, he's familiar, but he was not a starter last year because he got hurt. Eventually he played, but still, that's new. Igbinosun is new. If he wins that job, I think he'll have some role anyway. Jalen Kilgore's new. Sale talks him up like he's going to have some role, I think, on this defense. We'll see. TJ Sanders is the starter at one of the end positions. Landon Jackson is behind him on the depth chart. There's a lot that's different here. It's not. Ed Oliver is still here. He's opposite. Walker is listed in the middle. He was just last year. They might have a rookie inside linebacker in this Elarm Zor fella, if it works out that way. Bernard didn't take any team reps today at all. They're sort of easing him in. But Dorian Williams is there. So, but there's a lot of new. No Milano. No AJ Epinesa. It's a new. No Trey White. The safeties are long gone. I think Poyer's gone for good now. Hyde's been gone a few years, so that's not new. But
even Rapp is gone.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, Milano is for me the one where it's Sean McDermott, but it's also him. And he didn't always, as he got older, he wasn't always on the field at training camp. There were times when he just wasn't. But still, the Bills without him is a new day.
Yep.
But McDermott is the big one, and it'll be an adjustment for them too, for starters for them, but also for everybody else. Whether it's mornings before practices or post-game shows or whatever it is, he's not a part of it. You want a kind of fun Sean McDermott question to think about?
Sure.
It's kind of weird on the day of the camp starts without him, but I've been thinking about this. This could be a fun one for Bet Online if it ever rose to that level.
Okay.
He coaches in the league again, right?
100%.
Next year?
Yes.
If he wants to coach next year or the next 2 years?
I'd be stunned if he's not coaching next year. If he's not at the top of a lot of lists next offseason, next January, February.
All right, pick a team. So there are certain considerations here. You need a team that's going to make a coaching change in the first place, obviously. And then I think even Tyler Dunn said this. We've said this forever, how teams often will hire somebody that's different from who they've got. That can be personality, that can be offense versus defense, it can be both. So you'd need a team where expectations are not met, and maybe it's an offensive coach that just didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
And he moves in as the next big hope
Eagles.
for that team. Eagles. Okay.
They could win 14 games. All right, I don't, but when you said expectation, I was already thinking about them. Anyway, I mean, that's where he started his career. Honestly, the first team I thought of was Kansas City. Hear me out. If Reed, it's not so much a bad year. It's more like maybe they have their regular year, maybe they win the Super Bowl, maybe they don't, and Reed's ready to go. And he's sort of involved in the, like, you know what, this guy was with me way back when. I don't know. That was my first thought, and I moved off of that. I like Philadelphia way more.
Me too.
I think they fit because there could be turmoil there, and they might, maybe they'll have to make a choice on the quarterback or the coach kind of thing.
Kansas City can never replace Andy Reid with a coach that Andy Reid beat in every game.
I know, right?
It's the Bills and Rex a little bit.
Right.
Oh, we own the Jets. Let's go get their coach. Is what the Bills did when they hired Rex Ryan. They were killing him.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to have that guy. So Kansas City would never, I think. Philadelphia's perfect. Yes, he was there. Yes, he's completely different.
It's almost like hometown too. Like like that's his market. I think.
Do we need structure? Mm-hmm. I got a guy.
Right.
Like he's kind of perfect for them.
Yeah.
I don't think I could even come close to a better answer. There's also kind of like where you'd want him. Will we?
I would much prefer
him to win.
I will have a hard time not rooting for him myself, but I don't. So I don't want him in the AFC. I'd rather he go to the NFC.
Carolina's good too.
Yeah. I mean,
Carolina, I think this year is going to be
there.
a disaster.
Yeah.
And I don't say that because a Saturday rookie receiver got hurt today, but they've got problems on the line apparently. Bryce Young has just not been able to sort of consistently be good. They were 8-9. They got in the playoffs because their division was so bad. I just think they're a team that's kind of set up to – I don't think they have it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the coach is good. But year 3, and if you go from a fluke division title at a minus 69-point differential, I mean, who's that
That's
worse
the
than?
17 Bills.
It's worse than the Giants. Yeah, like it's – the Giants last year had a better point differential than Carolina. So you get a fluke playoff year. They did compete. They could have beaten the Rams.
And then you win 5 games.
And then you go and win 5 games in that division.
You're fired.
That's when teams make changes.
Yep.
Right? So he might be good. There's a guy I think he'll be fine, Canales, at the next stop. But not to get too carried away with this completely hypothetical scenario. Right. But, hey, I didn't have the quarterback. Sorry. I did the best I could with it. But we don't have it.
I wonder about the owner's got a certain reputation there that, and I don't believe he was there. He was not owning the team when McDermott was there, and that could be like a no-fly zone. Like McDermott, whatever. Just like they've been through some guys, and the turmoil might just start right at the top with the owner who throws drinks at fans.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like
he always does.
That might be a job that could be available that he could easily be tied to. That if you're him and if you've got some choices, you're like, no. But whatever. That's way down the road. But they certainly fit a certain way, I think.
Another team that could be looking at a change next year is the Bengals.
I thought of them too.
If they don't win.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to suggest them because I'm so bullish on them having a good year. But if it doesn't go well, that could be a spot.
They're the only team in the AFC North that is not on a new coach right now. McCarthy, Jesse Minter, Todd Monken.
Right.
So Taylor is the dean. He's been there long enough, but he's the dean of that division for head coaches. Philadelphia is perfect. Now, if they have a good season, this won't happen.
Then that's off the table.
A
Right.
very good season.
Yeah.
Maybe if they have just a okay good season, then it could happen.
Yeah,
Because they always seem like
Sirianni,
restless.
Sirianni, I mean, he's got a Super Bowl and he's got another appearance. So like the resume is, it's a stronger resume than McDermott's resume, but still they could trip and fall early in the playoffs and fire him after winning 11 or 12 games like the Bills did.
If they had that season like they had, was it the year they beat the Bills in Philadelphia? They were 10-1.
3 years ago now, I think that is.
Okay, 10-1, 11-1 even.
Yeah, and
then they just fell apart.
Right.
If they had that, they could do it.
Yeah. Right.
Interesting. Well, that was a much easier challenge for you than I had thought. I didn't even think of a team. I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did.
Philadelphia is
And
perfect.
it's not like I've been sitting on that, but I like that I aced the quiz.
So he has moved to Charlotte, McDermott, apparently, and did a little media around the draft.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know him to be sort of anywhere.
Working. No, me
Okay,
either.
okay.
I felt like that was just, let me put my head up. I'm still out here, everybody. I'm Sean McDermott. I won. What's his record? You know his record.
98-50.
I went 98-50. Like, not that he's going on TV shows saying that, but yeah, he made the rounds. He did sit down, long form type stuff with numerous outlets.
Rich Eisen.
Yeah,
maybe.
Rappaport and somebody else were sitting with him.
Didn't see him on Ship Chasing.
No. Well, maybe
Work on
maybe,
that.
Did you ask? I mean, maybe you should have. Who knows? You could, if you
Maybe
asked.
I could have asked him.
Yeah. So yeah, I felt like he was sort of raising his hand at draft time, like, just don't forget about me. I'm still here. But I don't anticipate him being on like some panel show or something on Fox.
I would hope not for his
I
sake.
just
Don't reduce yourself
does
to
not
that nonsense.
feel like McDermott to me. Like that would really
He's going to replace
surprise
Jimmy
me.
Johnson.
Right?
Don't do it, buddy.
No.
You're better than that. 98-50. That is indelible in my mind. It's like easy to remember.
I know you say it all the time, and I don't know that I've ever said it.
What a record!
And until 98-50, there. Now I said it. Maybe now it'll be there for me.
98-50, just sort of it rings. It works, and it's amazing. Think about that from when he walked in the door.
Yeah.
98-50. What? I mean, that would have been insane at the time.
Yeah. I mean,
and maybe there's a Super Bowl in there. Now there isn't.
That's almost winning twice as many games as you lost.
You're winning 2 out of 3.
Is what that is.
You're going 11-6 every year, ish.
Yeah.
Which is what they did. I mean,
yeah.
Of course. Yeah, Philadelphia is perfect. We'll see if I don't know. Like, I don't like picking the Eagles this year. I think they're sort of easy to pick against.
Mm-hmm.
They're fun to pick against. They never seem to like their quarterback. They never seem to like each other.
Right
there. I don't know.
They moved A.J. Brown, and if there's still trouble there, then they're going to go looking for the source of the trouble, and the coach could get the blame.
The one guy who gets all the credit is the GM. Always. Philadelphia. It's one thing. It's Howie Roseman. That's it. And Sirianni, we talked about that for a minute recently. Like, just, I don't know what it is, but there's something that I don't like. You know, like he's abrasive, but, you know, lots of coaches can be abrasive.
Yeah.
I don't know. For all the winning they've done, something seems amiss with the Eagles often.
It's probably Big Dom's fault.
Our opinion. Big Dom. Why do you need a Big Dom?
Everybody needs a Big Dom.
McDermott would never have a Big Dom.
What my question is, why do I need to know about Big Dom? I don't know. He signs a contract extension. He's our head of security. He signs a contract extension, and I don't want to say the wrong guy, but one of the big breaking. What? That's the Bills have a Big Dom. I don't know who the hell he is. None of us do. None of us ever should. That's my thing with Big Dom.
It started when he
pushed that guy.
A player, the 49ers
player, yeah, during a game.
And I guess he became America's darling, America's sweetheart after that. Somehow he made that work. I thought you were not supposed to do that kind of thing. Okay, Sal coming up at 4. Camp opens. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog here. This is WGR. Read from my script, I guess, for lack of a better word for it. Notes. Camp. All caps. 3 exclamation points. I don't think you can ever really do 2. And 1
No, yeah, I mean, I
didn't really get the job done.
I like mostly use 1, but if you're going for emphasis, overemphasis, 2 is not enough.
Camp. There, sorry.
Yeah, that sounds like 3 exclamation points to me. Is camp in all caps?
Yes.
All right. Did you say that? I'm sorry.
I did. I
meant
to.
I might have been distracted.
Camp,
which is bad. Camp. Stop hating on the jerseys, guys.
Can you imagine if Josh Allen had said he didn't like him? Is there any world in which Josh Allen would be like, gray?
I can't. No, I can't imagine.
What a meaningful comment.
What I can imagine. Well, because it happened. Nobody asked him. He just volunteered that. So,
wow. Brave.
What I can't imagine is him being asked and him saying, "No, I think they're terrible."
Anything.
Or I don't like anything other than
praise.
positive. But to just unprompted, just feel like. So I'm just going to guess that 80% or more of the people who hated them now love them.
No, I would not say that.
And it's going to be fine.
Josh Allen doesn't tell us how to feel. Some percentage of people probably.
80 might be high. 60.
80 is a slap in the face.
60. I'm going to go to 60. Sorry.
He's never going to tell me how to feel about clothes.
Went too big.
Imagine like somebody you don't know. Well, maybe I should be careful here because maybe this is what usually happens. Where you see someone wearing something, someone famous that you like, and then you want to wear that, or you want it like that's that's kind of the point of marketing and endorsements
right.
Is, if he would wear that shirt, then I would want to wear that shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I said many times on Monday when we were in the throes of the whole thing that once people see him in it, they're going to buy him. They're gonna love it. You go, I think that looks pretty good.
But it's so pathetic. Like if you really think about it, especially if you're like twice his age.
Yeah.
Just like,
which I am more
why
than.
would I care at all? Of course he's going to say he likes them. Asked or not asked, of course he was going to say that. Didn't he also kind of say like, I mean, I don't listen to the people. I don't go online or anything. I wouldn't know if anybody.
He tried.
I would never know if anybody said anything.
He did try to sort of
give me a break.
Deflect how much attention you might have perceived he was paying by the fact that he was scolding everyone about hating.
Give me a break.
So anyway,
be real. It's the first day though. It's first day.
Maybe that was real from him. I don't know.
If it is, just how embarrassing. I wouldn't know if anybody. I should be careful because I'm not quoting him. But if you did, it would sound like this. I think if you heard him talk about it, it would sound like this. Well, here we go. First camp. First day of practice. Don't be Carolina. I think so far in training camp, the message, the ideology you want here is do not. I don't know how you avoid it.
I just don't want to see the cart ever.
They've had 3 already.
Yeah. Although we found this out last year, right? Like the cart, anything can look worse than it ends up being, right? Hairston looked like maybe it was a devastating season-ending injury, and it was not that. But the trainer, the locker room is so far away that the cart doesn't necessarily symbolize you're done. I think in a game it might, but at practice maybe not. But anyway, yeah,
it's just a ride.
Avoid Carolina. Avoid. I'm so bullish on Cincinnati. I need to know if Shamar Stewart was supposed to matter for them. He had kind of a lost rookie year, it felt like. So I don't know. He was on the second team when he got hurt. So I don't know if that's a big deal for them or not. I mean, he was a first-round pick last year. So someone that they could have been counting on. I don't know, but that looked gruesome.
I was told not to watch it, so I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I came across someone, I hate this, but, whatever. People want information. a video of it that played automatically that was like that magnified his leg, and there was no not seeing it as I was I was like, what is that? Oh, thanks.
Too late.
So anyway, so
Hairston was the one last year, and he was out until week 7. He did play the rest of the season out. Although, did he get hurt in the playoffs?
He got hurt in the Jet.
The Jet game wasn't
hurt.
supposed to play in it.
He was on the field late in the Jet game
Right.
and got hurt. Is what happened there. Yes. So yeah, it wasn't insignificant, but it wasn't season ending.
Up with his report, first day of camp. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog here. Thanks for listening. Sneaky Joe was listening to our conversation about Sean McDermott and where might it be likeliest that he coaches next.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he brought up the Eagles idea, yours, which I think is great, with his brother.
Louis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who covers the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Locked on Eagles.
Locked on Eagles.
Great name for a show about the Eagles.
Yeah.
So he said that Lou pointed out to him the Eagles have not hired a defensive-minded coach since 1995.
Wow.
But I'm looking at their history. That's only 5 coaches ago for them. So Sirianni, who I don't even know what he was. Was he an offensive coordinator, Sirianni? Sirianni, before him is Doug Peterson, who was an NFL quarterback. Before him is Chip Kelly. And before him is Andy Reid,
right,
who was there a long time. The last coach before Andy Reid they hired was Ray Rhodes. Should I have asked you? Would you have known it?
No.
Ray Rhodes.
I remember him coaching the Eagles, but I would not have remembered it unprompted.
Okay. And he was a defensive player
Yeah.
in the league and also probably an assistant coach. So I don't know. It's something to know, but I doubt it's relevant to what they will do next. I think the structure is a key word. I think McDermott's selling point, not just his success, which of course is number one, but is, I think, structure. And the fact that he did what he did in Buffalo, where there had been no success for decades, is especially impressive on him.
Yeah.
So I could see Philadelphia, a team that seems to lack that, even though they've been good, liking that idea. Who knows? Sal Capaccio after this.
For more comfort.
Now's the perfect time to make yourself comfortable with a new electric heating and cooling system from Belknap.
In Western New York, summer and winter bring extreme temperature conditions. Make yourself comfortable with Mitsubishi electric heat pumps, designed to keep your home cool in the summer and warm in the winter, no matter how hot or cold it gets outside. Call Belknap today to learn more.
I'm Gary Garfalo, president of Belknap. We work on your schedule. We don't charge more for weekends and evenings. That's why we say,
give Belknap a ring.
Training camp underway for the Buffalo Bills as day one is in the books, and a good clean bill of health to start camp. Every player but Tyrell Shavers were on the field today to some capacity. Shavers is the lone player on PUP to start camp. He is, of course, recovering from that torn ACL he suffered late last season. We also did hear from plenty of the Bills brass today, head coach Joe Brady before practice, and then after practice, it was general manager Brandon Beane. Beane spent plenty of time talking a number of topics, including third-year wide receiver Keon Coleman, namely his maturity.
I don't know what my expectations are. I'm not concerned that he's not going to do things, the immature things that popped up from time to time the first 2 years. So I think by being as mature as he's shown this offseason, that those things will take care of itself.
You can listen back to Beane, Brady, and all the players who spoke today after practice up at our website, WGR550.com, or on the Odyssey app. And do stay tuned. We'll get the latest on today. Sal Capaccio joining the show next. And then coverage of training camp on WGR is presented by Fiegel Car and Joyce, your border attorneys. By Outlet Liquor. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? And by the Barnes Firm. Car crash? You've got to call the Barnes Firm. 1-800-8-MILLION. Saints defensive tackle Brian Breezy appears to have suffered a torn ACL. He is still undergoing tests, so not official there. Bengals edge rusher Shamar Stewart was carted off the field today. He appears to have suffered a leg injury. And then Panthers wide receiver Chris Barzell is set to miss up to 8 weeks with a moderate LCL tear. Bison's at Lehigh Valley tonight. First pitch at 6:45, and then some early afternoon action in the majors. Mets took game 1 of 2 against the Braves, 3-2. Game 2 is scheduled for later tonight at 7:10. Jays up on Washington, 5-2 in the ninth, and then at 7:40 later tonight, Yankees, they are at the White Sox. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Zach Jones for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
What was it like to buy a car in 1935? You walk in, is it like there's a dealership? There's cars in this. Is it the same kind of setup where it's cars in a room, a showroom? Maybe it would have been called in 1935.
I imagine.
And you walk in and you've got $100 and you drive away with something.
You trade in your horse.
You trade in your horse and you drive away in a car, and everybody wants to know what that is. Maybe by 1935, I don't know my dates here. Like maybe by 1935, how many people had cars in 1935? Like not most, probably.
This is a bad area for me.
Yeah, it just sort of hit me. We have this read where it says since 1935. Like okay, that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
it's most of car history is within car history. Sal Capaccio on the West Her hotline.
20 years into car history.
Yeah, 20, but now it's been like another 100.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Sal out at St. John Fisher for day 1. Sal, did it feel different today without Sean McDermott around?
I wouldn't say that's why it felt different. Felt a little different because the weather was terrible, and we've had good weather here the last couple of years, to be honest with you. But it didn't feel any different without Sean McDermott. I think we've had enough of a ramp up here to not have Sean McDermott. And it's not like you're constantly with the coach during training camp, obviously he speaks and things like that, but we got Joe Brady. So from that standpoint, it didn't feel different.
How about just sort of how practice was run, whether it felt different or not? Were there interesting differences in how the Bills and Brady ran things?
I would say the only difference that I really noticed right off the hoof was the Bills' offense was wearing blue. Their defense was wearing white. And, I mean, I know it sounds a little weird to people, but, that's something different. And Josh Allen said after practice, it's smart for a new head coach to do some different things. And that was one thing that was different. Another thing is very different is starting an hour early. I mean, Joe Brady spoke to the media at 8 a.m., and they had practice at 8:30 a.m. Sean McDermott did it totally an hour later, right? Which matters because it's an hour later for everything throughout the day, and even all of us planning what we have to do, fans getting here a little bit. So those little things were different, but no, I mean, I think I've told you guys before. I mean, I've now covered. See, my first training camp would have been Chan Gailey out here covering in kind of in my capacity and job in some capacity, covering the team.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been Chan Gailey, Doug Marrone, Rex Ryan, Sean McDermott. This is my 5th head coach. Football practice is football practice. It's generally the same. There's music playing. You do periods of red zone. You do periods of 2-minute. You do special teams. That stuff you don't notice a lot of difference between any coach.
How? What did you think? What stood out at practice? Hang on, we have sponsors. Well, you can say what stood out.
Can I ask one more thing first? Bulldog's going to go fetch the sponsors. So, like you mentioned, what Alan said is changing the jersey colors just to be different. Like, there's no strategy there, right?
I don't think so. I would think it's to be different, but there might be a reason behind it that we don't know of, and maybe we can ask Joe Brady at some point. We didn't know that until I was out at the practice field, and most people wouldn't care about that. It's just something I noticed. I went up to a couple of our media colleagues, and I said, is it just me, but didn't the offense wear white the last few years and the defense wear blue? They said yes. I think it's been the other way. Now, remember, I wonder if he'll do it during the regular season the way that McDermott did it, which was whatever color they're wearing that week, the offense wears, right? I don't know if that will be the same. That wasn't the way it always was. So to me, sometimes it is just to be different, just to say, hey, it's a little bit different. It's not everything. You want to feel a little bit different in some capacity, knowing that you have a different guy in charge, different coaches around you. So, that could be just intentional like that, or it could be something Joe Brady actually wants to do for some reason.
That is interesting. I don't think I knew that the offense would wear the color of the week. No one was wearing gray. No units were in gray today.
No, not today. Not today.
A lot of teams have already, for a while even, some announced their jerseys for each game. But the Bills have not done that. Is there some that you know of, like sort of reason why? I guess probably there are other teams also that
they're
going to
do that,
wraps.
I think.
Eventually, yeah?
No.
But they normally don't. So the Bills normally don't do that. Normally,
right? They reveal.
Some
we
teams
find
do.
out on like Wednesday or Thursday. I feel like there's the media relations department or someone in PR puts out and it's Sunday duds or something like that. They put out.
I have heard rumblings that the Bills are going to do that this year. We'll see it when it happens to reveal when they're wearing all their jerseys. Remember last year we did know they were wearing their throwbacks against Tampa and against Atlanta, and they were wearing their rivalry against the Patriots, right? So there's going to be some sort of uniform schedule, and we might get the whole season this year.
Okay. They'll be in blue week 1 because Houston is doing a whiteout day for that first game.
And I definitely imagine that.
Yeah. Well, it'd be blue or gray, I guess. All right, you got your information?
Yeah, oh, sure. Yeah, I was rushing it. But on the field, Sal, I know I saw highlights. I also heard Brandon Beane talk about this because he was asked, of course, not surprisingly, about Keon Coleman. And first play of training camp, at least in 11 on 11, right, goes to Coleman. He drops it. Second play, back to Coleman. Harder play. The drop was just a little curl or slant in, short, pitch and catch, and he dropped it. Then a harder throw down the other sideline, and he made the play. I thought it was, I don't know. What did you make of what Brandon Beane had to say about Coleman?
Well, he's certainly continuing on the theme of always having a belief in Coleman, right? That's what we've heard from him and from Joe Brady. And I do believe that they believe in Keon Coleman as a football player and as a person. I believe that. But I also think there's got to be some guarded, hey, we got to make sure it happens in the regular season. Brandon Beane, to me, is a lot like all of us, which is all these things are great, but we got to see it in the regular season. But I like what I'm seeing right now. I noticed it right away, too. What he said is exactly what I said. In fact, it happened, and I went right over to Josh Reed. He was standing right next to me, and I said, first pass of the camp, and Keon Coleman dropped it. And then right away, as soon as we're standing there, comes right back at him, right back towards us on the sidelines, makes a really nice catch, turns upfield. And then I looked at Josh, and I said, that's the Keon Coleman roller coaster. Here we go, right? Well, that was brought up by Brandon Beane in that particular play, but Brandon brought up that play about how he would react. How would he take, dropping that pass and bouncing back from it and what that would mean. But his overall message about Keon Coleman was exactly what the talking points have been about him this offseason, which are We believe in him. He's done everything right. And Brandon went even farther in saying, if you know him like I know him and you see the work that he's put in, you should believe in him because it's been different. And it feels like to him, he said that the light's kind of gone on about the maturity issues and what he's done wrong. And I think it reminds me of when Bean talked about Davison Igbinosun and cleaning up his penalties. And Bean talked about how, look, he had a lot of penalties. He went from 12 to 4. He had 16. But it meant a lot to them that he actually cleaned them up. Like, he was so self-aware to go work on it. And today, talking about Coleman, it reminded me of him doing the same thing and saying it like Keon's very self-aware. He knows. It's not just, I got to be better. It's, okay, I'm going to take ownership of what I did to get myself in those situations and not let it happen. But we don't know until it happens, guys.
Igbinosun, the Bills' second of 2 second-round picks in this year's draft. Yeah, we've talked so much about Coleman. I felt like Bean, I don't mean this as a criticism, kind of fished his way to an answer to the question, like he literally says, I don't know what my expectations are, which maybe he's today trying to figure out, all right, how are we going to, like you've said the same thing, I think, Sal. I think he's topic number 1 over there this summer.
Yeah,
I mean,
to me is.
Yeah, right? I mean, questions about this player might be more questions than they get about any other player. I mean, Brady is the big change, but so
yeah, the storylines are Brady and Jim Leonard, but the most critical to me person on this roster for his own career and maybe has a say in how this season goes is Keon Coleman. I mean, we kind of know about the other guys, and Josh Allen and James Cook and Khalil Shakir, DJ Moore. Yeah, sure, there's questions about DJ Moore, but he's put time in this league. Like, this could go one of two ways. And this is not your number 1 rookie. Oh, he's a rookie. It's not your number 2. Okay, he made some mistakes. This is his 3rd year. After this year, they don't have 5th-year option because he's a second-round pick. They're going to have to make a decision on his career. And he's going to be the person that's going to drive that decision based on his attitude, his timeliness, his professionalism, and his performance.
It's really interesting. Like, on Bean talking about not knowing what sort of expectations to put on him. Yeah, what kind of expectations do you put on a backup? Like, he's not in a starting spot right now, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, Palmer's healthy for now, and if that stays and he is who they wanted him to be last year, he's not getting that spot. He sure as hell's not getting DJ Moore's spot, barring injury. And they've never really been seemingly that interested in using him as a big slot in Shakir's spot. And now there's Skylar Bell back there too. Like, it's crowded. It should be. They shouldn't be counting on him, but he's got an uphill fight. Not just, I don't want to say necessarily to make the team, but to, get here and get a uniform on Sundays.
Yeah, it's a great point because if he is considered the number 3, like, good question for you, Mike. Like, what is a good number for a number 3 receiver in any capacity, on any team?
On this year, on this team, based on recent history, it'd be 40 catches.
I mean, what does that get you, right?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
See, that's why I would say I think there's 3 ways it can go. And the third likeliest would be that he actually hits. I mean, I think the stuff that's held him back by how the Bills talk is off the field, sort of a self-discipline kind of thing. I never thought from people that I take my cues from that the upside was really there in the first place.
He's going to get open and make big plays.
Especially if he plays outside. So, I don't know. Like, these are the right questions, I think. You're really, Bulldog's question too. You're trying to, all right, so tell me what I should hope for. I mean, you don't hope for, per se, Josh Palmer to be non-existent. But is Coleman at his best good enough to just bump him out of the way? And on this offense with James Cook and the DJ Moore move, is there really that much upside for him in terms of numbers? I don't think so. He's had as many touchdown catches the last 2 years as any other Bill. 8. So he's had that.
There's that. Yeah.
I think he's an interesting sort of specialist if he's, there for them this year. But I don't know how much farther it goes.
I mean, he had the 3rd most catches last year. I just looked it up. 38. The 3rd most catches on the team. I mean, that's not a lot, right? And then you look at the year before that, he was down the list a little bit, but the 3rd most was 32 the year before that.
That's
James Cook.
How it could work out for whoever that guy is, whether it's Coleman or not, is there's nobody really that far ahead of him. You know, this isn't Dallas with Lamb and Pickens or Cincinnati.
That's right.
Like, really,
That's right.
you could end up catching 70 passes and leading the team. That's kind of what's happened the last 2 years. So it's not like there isn't room for more catches from somebody.
Yeah, I'll say this about it. If he is the third leading receiver and catches 40 passes, it doesn't have to look all the same in that regard. It could be created a little bit differently, right? Which is, yeah, he's a third receiver because, you know, they went to him on some jump balls and he scored a few touchdowns.
Red zone.
Or it could be like he's just consistently catching, I don't know what, five balls a game, right? I don't know, whatever that is. You know, and what's my math on that? Is that right?
85.
Oh, that'd be 85.
That's
Jeez,
a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
So,
three is
but, you know,
maybe more.
3.
Yeah, there you go, 3. But you know what I mean? Like if he's sorry, folks. But you know, I mean, maybe it's just, hey, when he's available and the other two options are just too good and they're having good years. But here he is. Every time we, you know, kind of go to him, he makes a play. That could happen, and then you feel better about it, I guess.
And there's a downfield element to it. I mean, not all catches are the same. So with a player like Coleman and even Palmer, this is what Palmer's calling card was when the Bills signed him was, these are meaningful plays.
Right. If Coleman catches 40 balls, but it's 18 yards, okay. Like that's a big play guy, and like that's something an offense can really use, even if a guy is fourth on the depth chart and not on the field all the time. But in certain roles, like you're going to spring them, you might anticipate coverage. Let's get him out there, and maybe you hit on some of that. So. That's all stuff that could work out for him, I guess.
I have a question about a different receiver. So Tyrell Shavers starts on the physically unable to perform list. Is there room for him once healthy? Like is Shavers somebody? I know like last year we brought his name up, or you brought his name up a few times, and he made a couple plays, but it was still just that. Is he somebody with a
but they carried him all year on the right. Like he was active. Like he didn't make a lot of plays, but he played every game. I think special teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he was
important to them.
Yeah.
He was a special teams player. He's a willing and decent blocker. Not the biggest guy, but he's kind of tall. He's just technically sound. He does a lot of things right. They really like what he brings. Yes, Mike. The answer to your question is yes. And I would say it this way: if Tyrell Shavers is healthy, when he's healthy, I think he's the sixth. They keep 6 wide receivers. Like I think they keep 6, and it's because he provides enough of a special teams boost that counts right there. But he's not a punt returner. If they keep 6 wide receivers, you might see one of the other receivers like Khalil Shakir or Keon Coleman returning punts. If he's not healthy, then a couple of things could happen here. They might keep 5, and then they'll find a punt returner around the roster. That could still be one of the receivers, or it could be McCole Hardman as a receiver, or it could be somebody else around the roster. Or they'll kind of mix and match it the best way they go with elevations and things like that. But, yes, I believe Tyrell Shavers has a spot. Now, the other part of this is they did sign Trent Sherfield, and I think they signed Trent Sherfield to be the quasi Tyrell Shavers replacement. It doesn't have to be 1-for-1 all the time. He doesn't have to make the team, but he actually is very similar type of player.
Yeah, Bean said today that he does not anticipate Shavers being ready for the year. Like he's on PUP now, and he thinks he'll be on PUP into the season. So he's going to have an uphill climb, but I think if he proves to be healthy, I guess it really depends on how they feel about Sherfield. Like if he just settles into that role and makes the team in that role, do they feel like they need to replace Sherfield with Shavers eventually? Because that's really the spot, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we'll see. I think there it's very intentional to sign Trent Sherfield due to what happened with Tyrell Shavers. By the way, I did speak with Tyrell for a little while today, and he's feeling good about coming back and playing this year. But again, it doesn't look like that's necessarily right on the horizon. But I think he feels like he'll play this year.
All right. What else today? So it rained.
Well, yeah, Bulldog. Did you do the sponsor you wanted?
No. We got to get to what.
All right.
What,
I didn't know if you want. I didn't want. I
yeah.
want to make sure we're doing it right here. You know
I
what mean?
appreciate you. Yeah, because we forget. You know that I forget almost everything. Even 30 seconds later. So. What stood out today? There was one DJ Moore catch I saw a highlight of. I don't know what. I'm fishing around without saying what was the best play of training camp today, Sal.
Well, that catch you saw that I believe the Bills tweeted out was a really nice play, but I saw another one that was even better from DJ Moore. And DJ Moore, I say this to you guys all the time, he's just a really good football player. He does everything really well. He's not the fastest guy. He's not the biggest guy, but, man, he runs routes great. He catches the ball great. He knows how to get open. He can win vertically. He can win horizontally because of all these things. He reminds me a lot of Stephon Diggs, to be quite honest with you, when he plays. And he had a ball and a catch. Josh threw it to him kind of on a mid-range route towards the left sideline on an out pattern, and it was kind of between a couple of defenders, and DJ Moore went down to get it. He went down to the ground, and because it was wet, he caught it and then slid. It was very similar to the play a little bit that you saw on Twitter, but it was a little different. That was a really nice play that he made. And then later on, Josh went deep down the field to Khalil Shakir coming right at me. I was on the side of the end zone on the left there when he walked on the field, and Khalil made a really nice catch, but it was a great throw in the rain by Josh. That was really cool to see. So a couple offensive plays highlighted the day. But maybe the best thing I saw today was Michael Hoyt being on the field. I think that is super cool. It's great for him. He was not on the PUP list. Neither was Dorian Williams. But Michael Hoyt being on the field as part of this team right now is super impressive and cool for him to be back already.
The best of training camp with Sal Capaccio is brought to you by the Barnes Firm. Car crash? You've got to call the Barnes Firm, 1-800-8-million.
I have kind of a silly question. Is it inappropriate? First day of camp, right? We got a lot of football here. We got players on the field.
Now
we'll have them in pads eventually.
Made that noise. Go ahead and be silly.
Well,
I know. I'm worried.
No way to know, but I just had this thought today. So the home opener, that Lions game, the Thursday night, I was thinking about how that's all going to look as the game starts. And here's a new coach, and whether or not he would take a little bit more seriously than normal the first play call. All right, here it is. This is my time. It's my team. New stadium, prime time. What's my first play call? People are going to talk about all the time, as we always do. Are they going to be more of a passing team, or is it going to be James Cook? What? All right, well, do I want to send a message with my first play? And I thought of Rex Ryan's Bills' first play, which was when Matt Castle took the snap and Taylor was out wide, and did he lateral to Taylor and something?
I don't know, but it ended up in a loss of yardage. I
did
think.
it?
Yeah, that's how I remember it.
Did.
Go figure. But, maybe something, yes, it did. McCoy -6.
Yeah.
So it was but Castle still has that win in his pocket,
right?
Statistically. Right. So I don't know. What do you think about this? Is it something where Brady might, privately at least think this is I got to nail the first play.
Uncork something here,
right?
Maybe. Yeah.
Right.
I have thought about it, and I agree with you that it could be something that he's thinking about. Okay, but are we talking about the first game, the home opener? I think all those are on the table here, right?
Sure.
Because it could be the first game. You're like, okay, this is my team. Then you go to the home opener. You've already run 65 plays, right? So I mean, what's the difference? But you are national TV. You have the new stadium. And if I were to get myself to a point where I think Joe Brady would care about kind of the aesthetics of it, not just the results of it, I would think he would want Josh Allen to be involved in throwing the football. And would that be to DJ Moore or to Keon Coleman? I think one of those two would be the best options for any sort of statement he would want to make.
I think the big news there would be if Keon Coleman is in the starting lineup in the home opener.
Yep.
That would really be something, I guess.
Well, what did you say today? Just when you came on, you knew about it. He dropped the first pass, which meant he was on the field for the first play.
That's right.
You're right that it's not a home game first. That changes it. That Houston matchup is really something. Detroit, sounds like Detroit's biggest problem is its secondary. They lost the one guy who got in trouble off the field, Arnold, and they've had a couple injuries, so maybe we're going to want to throw the ball all over Detroit or try to.
Didn't Daboll have, Allen get the launch codes? I don't know if it was the first preseason game that he was here with Allen or the first regular season game, but I feel like there was a bomb from.
I think it was the first preseason game, first snap that Allen took.
Yeah.
He comes in and he just uncorked one, and everybody's like, everybody wanted to see it, and they did it, and they made a deal out of it. Yeah, we knew that we would do that.
Right.
Bengals, maybe.
I don't remember. I think Ty Dunn
remember.
had it in his Joe Brady piece for some
Okay.
reason. It was on my mind because I just read that a couple days ago.
Let's, maybe if we like this, each day we talk between now and whenever, we'll just script the first X number of plays of their season. We'll just come up with something.
That's a new wrinkle.
Yeah.
All
right. Sal, back at it tomorrow. Thanks for your time.
You got it, guys. Thanks.
All right, that's our Sal Capaccio, and training camp coverage presented by Sal and all of us is presented by Fiegel, Carr, and Joyce, your border attorneys, and brought to you by Outlet Liquor. When you stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? And by the Barnes Firm. Car crash, you've got to call the Barnes Firm, 1-800-8-million.
All right. Bill's thoughts, 803-0550. Also, I've got something really funny for you. And I'm on the hook now because it better be funny. And also, I have to tell you what that Sabres game is that I watched that I think you've probably never seen. Guessing. Playoff game.
But it wasn't from this past playoff run. It's an older game?
Yes, I figure you probably did watch them all.
Yeah.
I mean, you've watched every Sabres playoff game since when? Since the 90s, at least, like when they weren't on sometimes, maybe.
Yeah.
If you didn't have cable.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. Yeah.
So this is a game I had never seen before last night.
Okay.
It's in that era. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog back after this timeout. This is WGR. Training camp means football players talking about being in the best shape of their lives. And here I am with Awaken180weightloss.com in mind to suggest, how about yourself? It was not that hard. Search it, just like, hello, phone, where is Mighty Ducks Game Changers? Like Disney Plus. Great. Look how easy that was. Go to Disney Plus, not there. Only the trailer.
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All the other Mighty Ducks things are there. The show has never sounded older.
Yeah,
the show has
I know.
The best. Now I'm going to get defensive. Just point out that my daughter is 13. All right. I mean, I can't be that old if I'm not Larry King. Now the show really sounds old. Who's that? Seattle. Has the show ever sounded older? Seattle in the NBA Finals.
F-.
I like this point. F- to me seems like just like a cartoon.
Right.
Not a real.
Yeah,
F is the lowest.
Yeah, it was like Bugs Bunny, the teacher. Like, what are we doing here?
F-.
The show ever sounded older.
The Bengals food.
See, kids, Bugs Bunny was a cartoon character. I did see the Scouts play in Buffalo. Yeah, I saw a Kansas City Scouts game as the show ever sounded older.
Well, I'm going to be mad about this, but I'm not going to sacrifice my jersey number for it. Matthew Golden, that's taking it pretty seriously. So I went through thinking about numbers.
I think I like 22 on a wide receiver.
Bob Hayes.
Yeah, works.
Hey, can you think of another one?
No. So I like it.
Has the show ever sounded older?
To me, 22 doesn't strike me. Well, I mean, certainly Bob Hayes. It does not strike me as a slow number. It's one of the. He was like an Olympic 100-yard dash champion.
That was his brand.
Has the show ever sounded older?
I think. And that, because 24 and 16, 192. The show has never sounded older than that as a pitching stat line for a season. 24 and 16,
right.
192, 41 starts, 20
40 decisions.
40 decisions, 29 complete games. How many leads the league now? 5?
3, 5? Yeah, I don't know. It's so rare.
The word. Parker. The throw, if you don't know it, 79 All-Star game. The throw from right field in the Kingdome. The Kingdome is the show ever sounded older than the Kingdome reference. The game. They just stole the game right? If you think about that, how that term is used in other sports, how is it? It's Dominic Hasek, Has the show ever sounded older? Like, it's just you get outshot badly, but you still win. And you win in that comparison, you score late to win, right? You're down 2-0 with 3 minutes left. It's like the 07 team maybe is a better Sabres. You stole the game. They did a lot of that in those. Bowling math, like front to back bowling math?
No, never.
Did you ever have to write it down
Yes.
and figure out the math with a pencil?
Yes.
The show has never sounded older.
Yes.
It's about to sound older when I get to the next thing.
I think I knew how to do that at one time in my life, but I have long forgotten.
No pun intended. How are you today? Are you good?
I'm good, yeah. I feel...
It's out there. It's in the space.
I feel almost just about as normal as ever. Yeah, I feel
Really?
fine. Yeah.
I think I would
Last
say...
night was rough. I had to take 3 pills at 7 o'clock last night, and then I had dinner, and that didn't go great.
Why?
That's just the prep called for that.
3 pills and then dinner?
Well, it said take the pills at 7 p.m. I didn't eat, the second I walked in the door. So I took the pills and then had some dinner. And the first couple hours of bedtime were a little unruly, but things simmered down, and I've been great ever since. So I'm all good. But in an hour, I start drinking the stuff. So
that ought to be good.
We'll see what happens. The last time I did this, there was no trouble at all. So I don't.
That was a long time ago.
I'm old enough to have done this. This is my third. I'm having a colonoscopy tomorrow. Hey, men's health. It's my third one. So the first one I had is almost 10 years ago. I remember being in here.
See, I'm sorry that I don't.
Starting the stuff, and I don't think I had to leave early, but like when we were done, I had to really get home fast. Because it was just, I was the medicine was taking effect, or the plan was taking effect. I think they've, in the 10 years that have passed since then, saw the
technology has
the prep
improved.
is not, it's more, it's more, maybe last night it's more gradual.
I don't know if I believe this.
Because I did this 3 years ago. It led to me actually, well, it's not why I ended up getting sick, but I got sick before I could have a surgery that was, discovered that I needed it during a colonoscopy 3 years ago. And I worked the same sort of thing, 6 a.m. I'm going, the next day. And we did the whole show together, and there was no trouble. So I'm not anticipating any trouble. I think I'll be fine.
You're 10 years older.
Well, there is that, sure.
This show really has never. It's fine if I make a hee-haw reference and make a joke about how the show has never sounded older. This is the oldest the show has ever sounded. Colonoscopy talk.
Yeah.
This is really the low. This is it. But I think inside baseball, I think maybe we're sort of expected to talk like this. Like it's not.
Well, I mean,
they know out there.
Training camp practice number 1 is in the books for the Bills as we cross another barrier in the football is back timeline. Good bill of health for the Bills today. All the players but Tyrell Shavers were on the field to some capacity today. Shavers, though, is the lone player on PUP to begin camp. He, of course, is recovering from that torn ACL he did suffer late last season. And we also heard from plenty of the Bills brass today. Head coach Joe Brady before practice, and he helped set the stage for her first camp in charge.
There's a mentality that I want us to play with, and I think this is perfect, right? It's the first day, 8:30 practice, raining. Like, that's what I want. This has got to be a tough camp. Like, you want it to be hard. This isn't supposed to be just fun. Like, we want to push it. We want the guys to feel some type of way, and I'm excited for us to figure that out and learn and go through it all.
And then following practice, it was general manager Brandon Beane, and he spoke on a number of topics, including on rookie TJ Parker and his relationship with Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb's been talked about. I mean, his leadership. He takes TJ Parker, down to Florida with him this summer, and talked to Bradley yesterday about it. And he's impressed with TJ's commitment. For a young guy, feels like the light's on. And so commend TJ for going, man, that's a guy I kind of want to follow.
You can listen back to Brady, Beane, and all the players who spoke at our website, WGR550.com, or on the Odyssey app. And coverage of training camp on WGR is presented by Fiegel Car and Joyce, your border attorneys, and brought to you by Outlet Liquor. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? And by the Barnes Firm. Car crash, you've got to call the Barnes Firm, 1-800-8-million. That's Paddock Chevrolet Sports Headlines. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Zach Jones for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
He's worked really hard. When he came back the other day, I was like, dude, you're looking chiseled. I made him take his shirt off, and then he asked me to take mine off, and I said no. In all seriousness, he went out to California after the season, and I'm sure he took a little time, but he trained. He trained really hard. He's grown into his body more, and he knows what it takes. The things that have happened to him haven't been from a lack of preparation or a lack of effort. He's done everything he could.
Brandon Bean on Dalton Kincaid. Camp opens. We did some Keon Coleman. There's a little bit on Kincaid. The jerseys, still a story. Josh Allen, believe it or not, said today he thinks they're great. 803-0550 is the number. I can't wait any longer for this. This is probably something that I brought up and we laughed about whenever it was that I last went to the card show called the National, like the big show of the year. I've been to a couple. One was in Chicago. This week is that show in Chicago, and I'm going. I don't really buy anything anymore, but I took a couple days, going to make the trip. I've got some stuff to sell.
All right.
And when I went to Chicago for this the first time...
Don't let that money burn a hole in your pocket, Michael.
Well, I have to get the money first.
Right. Well,
but I am kind of on the edge of my seat already.
You are
with my
going
phone.
to a place where you should be able to sell some of that stuff.
Well, some of it's already there.
Oh.
And I am kind of like checking my phone more often than usual to see if I get that text.
Mm-hmm.
You sold this card. Okay, I'm kind of hoping. But one of the signature elements of this show is the autograph booth and how many superstars, and really that is not overstating it, show up to sign. And the list is amazing in more than one way.
Okay,
it's amazing in like the stardom of the athletes. And like if I asked you to name a few of the most famous athletes or ex-athletes in the world, good chance some of those names are on this list. Mike Tyson is signing this weekend.
All right.
Bo Jackson is signing this weekend. I mean, I can't even tell you. Again, I would say if you named somebody, Ripken, if you name somebody, there's a pretty good chance they're on the list. My favorite thing about it, though, isn't just that. It's the combinations of players who signed at the same time that really is mostly, or often at least, because just it's convenient for them.
Right.
So they're not always grouped.
They don't thematically set these things up where you've got like, oh, here's baseball legends from the 60s.
There's some of that.
But, I mean, you might like to do that, and maybe wherever you can do that, you want to do that, but it probably is impossible to do it, consistently.
11 a.m. Friday, which maybe is like when I'll be there. Jim Rice, Lynn Swann, Billy Smith. Right?
Yes. Yeah, that's yeah. Billy Smith. All right. I mean, it's won a bunch of cups, so he's famous, but he's not.
He's going to be sitting next to Jim Rice and who else did I say?
Lynn Swann.
Lynn Swann.
Yeah, he's third by a lot on that list.
Saturday morning, just to give you some idea, starting at 11 o'clock. Reggie Jackson, Lennox Lewis, Cheryl Swoops, Christian Laettner, Pedro Martinez, Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, Mariano Rivera.
That's a pretty good group.
Julius Erving, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. I mean, like, that's this event. Dennis Rodman, Johnny Manziel, Sammy Sosa, Roger Clemens.
Johnny Manziel.
Right?
I hope he's doing well.
Vladimir Guerrero, Rob Gronkowski, right next to each other on Sunday. Juan Marichal.
Whoa.
Robin Yount, Wade Boggs, Raleigh Fingers, Eddie Murray. So I think that point is made. I mean,
it's huge names.
It's huge names.
Right.
Together on Friday, as I think I told you earlier in the day, Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, Marv Levy. Marv Levy is about to turn 101 years old. He lives in Chicago, right?
Yeah, yes. I believe so. Last I knew, he resided. That was home for him, yes. That's incredible.
Yes.
That Marv Levy at almost 101 years of age is going to be at a card event signing. That's remarkable.
August 3rd, 1925. So he turns 101 years old on Monday. And he'll be signing on Friday at the National. Wow. Which is awesome. Like, I would love to get a peek.
Yeah.
You know, if I doubt I'll have a conversation with him. I texted Thurman, like, I might run into you this weekend. Don't be worried. But just like, you're signing with Kelly and Reed and Marv Levy. Bruce is there, but he's a separate. That's kind of like Bruce, isn't it? He's sort of at a different.
All right. Yep.
Separate.
Yeah.
You're going to love this one. I've been waiting all day to tell you this one.
It's so great.
You
held back surprises. Good.
I've been waiting all day for this. You're going to love this. You are going to lose it.
You said you said Marv blew my mind, but you said some pairing earlier that I made a noise.
Off the air?
Yeah, that when we were meeting before the show.
Oh, I know. That was Steve Largent, Flavor Flav, and Chuck D.
See, that wasn't it. You didn't mention Chuck D.
I told Brad that one.
No, I
Thursday
love that.
afternoon, tomorrow afternoon is Steve Largent, Flavor Flav, and Chuck D.
I told you, get me Flavor Flav's autograph. Strike that. Get me Chuck D. I love Chuck D.
Chuck D.
I love Flavor Flav. I love Public Enemy. They're seminal, vitally important musical act of my lifetime.
Allen Iverson, Lawrence Taylor, Michael Vick,
love Chuck,
Carlton Fisk, all kind of around the same time. This is my single favorite.
Am I supposed to feel good about Chuck D following me on Twitter? He follows like 75,000 people.
You should. My kids liked it when I told them John Cena follows.
And I got him to somehow I don't know. Chuck D is following me, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, I love those. Just to entertain the family. I had Richard Lewis before he died. I had John Cena. No idea why.
Right.
But those are accounts that maybe, well, not Richard Lewis, but maybe they just follow everybody.
They just hammer the.
Here we go.
All right.
This is my absolute favorite set for autographs at the National this weekend. This is tomorrow at 11. And I will not be there in time for this. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell.
Love Earl Campbell.
Warren Moon.
The reason Thurman Thomas wore number 34. Earl Campbell.
Tyler Rose. Earl Campbell. I'm going to ask you to rank these people in order of your interest in them.
Okay.
There's 6. Earl Campbell, Warren Moon, Anthony Munoz, Brian Bosworth, and Jerry Korab.
Oh, jeez. Wow. This is very tough.
Jerry Korab is going to be sitting between Earl Campbell and Brian Bosworth signing autographs tomorrow in Chicago. Somebody's got to go up to him and say hi. Because, Campbell, everybody's going to want Campbell.
Yeah.
I don't know how many appearances he makes. Felt like he was maybe in really rough shape a long time ago.
Yeah, I've seen, yes, that's right. I feel like he's had trouble getting around.
I left out Steve Trout, by the way. He's also 11 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. Baseball pitcher. Steve Trout. Then you have Bob Lilly, Kurt Warner, and Robert Parrish.
You're muddying the waters.
I know.
I need to rank those 6 people.
Well, let's make it 5. Campbell, Moon, Munoz, Bosworth, and Jerry Korab, who, if you don't know, was a defenseman that Bulldog loved. Favorite player in the Sabres with Danny Gare?
Yeah. I mean, he's not my favorite Sabre, but he was at a time. I got number 4 when I started playing hockey, and Korab was on the Sabres. You didn't get to request numbers, right? I mean, I could barely skate when I started playing hockey. Many of us were in the same boat, but I got assigned number 4, and therefore Korab became my guy.
Big defenseman.
Yeah, big defenseman. He's got to be last on this list, though.
Well,
but for me, I mean, Bosworth's a joke, but he's super famous.
He has a second act. Those college football ads for a certain soda.
Okay.
Bosworth.
Yeah.
So he's not invisible.
I think Earl Campbell is far and away number one on that
Can
list.
you believe it?
He is far and for me far and away. Munoz is an all-time great. Moon is in the Hall of Fame. I think I would go Campbell, Munoz, Moon.
Okay.
Bosworth, Korab. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, poor Jerry Korab. I feel like he's from Chicago too, or like resides in Chicago.
Oh, maybe.
I feel like
I think there's a group here of guys that are there.
I feel like there's
because they're from Chicago.
ties to
Chicago
Korab somehow
ties.
or another.
145, Joe DeLamielleure. I would love to see him.
Our buddy Joe D. Yeah,
I'll have a tough time getting there by then, but
it has
love to
been
see
a
Joe.
long time. He used to be in here weekly.
Yeah. 145 tomorrow is Joe D. 2 o'clock is Randy Moss. I don't know. I have no plans to get anybody.
What was the
so to speak?
The one do you remember what you said in the other room before we were on the air that got me to make a noise? There was a pairing. I know who the second person was, but I forget the first.
Who? I can find it.
It's going to ruin it though.
Rick Flair and Jay Cutler.
Yeah, Jay Cutler and the way you said Jay Cutler and Rick Flair, I went ah.
That's Friday.
I just couldn't believe that.
That's Friday. It goes Walt Frazier, Johnny Bench, Ozzie Smith, Jay Cutler, Ric Flair, and then on from there. Ricky Williams.
I give you this on.
What a list.
That is an incredible list. We have been talking about intermittently for more than a week now, I think. It's the first time we had it was last Thursday. We were at the casino. The car warranty ads, baseball legends, right? That campaign during the hockey season, during like Sabres games and the national broadcasts, was Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And
Ryan O'Reilly.
I thought the first time I saw it, I'm like, this is going to be a long year because this is going to make me crazy. They became extremely charming to me as they went on, and there was one where he was playing like a Casio keyboard on a front lawn while someone was mowing the grass, and I was crying. It was so funny to me. It really they worked. I wish those were still. I know it's baseball season. That's why they've got baseball legend Eric Burns doing their commercials now. The Ric Flair ads really grew on me.
11 a.m. Friday, Ralph Macchio. With Michael O'Keefe. Michael O'Keefe, I've interviewed him on ESPN. He was in Caddyshack. The kid.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
He's also in West Wing. Like, he's had a career.
Yeah, all right.
11 a.m. Friday with Ralph Macchio.
Noonan.
And then Chelsea Ross, who's been in a million things you've seen.
Yes.
The pitcher in Major League.
Right.
For one. Yeah. I mean, what a Roger Clemens, what a weekend.
I'll make sure you call him Rocket.
I just want to, yeah, right. I just want to see who last time I was there, I literally bumped into Ricky Henderson. Like, oh, it's Ricky Henderson. Hi. Just, that's the kind of thing it is.
Did he say,
how do these guys.
Did he say to you, you don't bump into Ricky?
No, he didn't say anything. I wish he had. How do these guys even sort of like figure out who to hang out with?
Yeah.
It's absolute. Here are some legends.
It's chaos.
Legends.
It's chaos. There's legends from all genres, all eras. It's incredible.
It's incredible. So I'll report back. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog, Paul Hamilton at 5. This is WGR. Outlet Liquor for what Paul coming up. Paul was out at Fisher for Joe Brady and Brandon Bean. We'll get his thoughts on how that sounded and went. Talked to Paul earlier, or rather Sal earlier. So it's Paul, but it's going to be on the Bills and the Sabres. We haven't talked about the Sabres at all this week. The game I watched, we don't have much time to talk about it now. Game 4 of their 1980 first-round series with Vancouver, in Vancouver. I've never seen that game before.
I don't remember any of that.
It was on CBC. It was a CBC broadcast. It's on YouTube.
I'm if it was on TV where I had access to it, that's before I would have been still wanting to watch it. I probably did watch it. I don't remember it at all.
It's possible there was no local broadcast of it.
Yeah.
They didn't cover. They didn't do every. It would not necessarily have gone to Vancouver.
CBC, if it was on CBC,
Channel 2.
CBC, like it would have been on.
Well, okay, yes. Maybe you could have had it there.
Yeah.
I know, like they were saying during the game that the Leafs were out.
But 1980, yeah, that's rabbit ears and good luck. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and maybe like 11 o'clock at night.
Right, I probably didn't see that. Yeah.
I would be surprised if there was like a Channel 2 broadcast of that game.
Me too.
But, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's a great Sabres team.
Yeah.
1980 first round. They win the series in this game. Spoiler. Sorry. Paul after this.
The Bills were on the field today as day number 1 of training camp is now in the books. And in terms of good news, it was a very clean bill of health for Buffalo. All the players but Tyrell Shavers were on the field to some capacity today. And Shavers, he is the lone player on PUP to start camp as he recovers from that torn ACL from last year. We also heard plenty from the Bills brass today. Head coach Joe Brady got the day started before practice, and he helped set the stage for his first training camp.
There's a mentality that I want us to play with, and I think this is perfect, right? It's the first day, 8:30 practice, raining. Like, that's what I want. This has got to be a tough camp. Like, you want it to be hard. This isn't supposed to be just fun. Like, we want to push it. We want the guys to feel some type of way, and I'm excited for us to figure that out and learn and go through it all.
Then following practice, we heard from general manager Brandon Beane and quarterback Josh Allen, who spoke up for third-year wide receiver Keon Coleman.
You know, he's put in the work this offseason. He continues to get better, continues to master the offense in the role that we're asking him to do. Again, he's working extremely hard, and I think people see that. I respect that about him. He's never once put his head down and pouted and woe is me, and it's always, I'm going to figure this thing out.
You can listen back to Allen, Brady, and Bean at our website, WGR550.com. And coverage of training camp on WGR is presented by Fiegel Car and Joy Shore Border Attorneys and brought to you by Outlet Liquor. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? And by the Barnes Firm. Car crash, you've got to call the Barnes Firm, 1-800-8-million. Paul Hamilton was out at camp today. We'll get the latest from him as well as he joins the show next. That's Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Zach Jones for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
ABBA, as I continue in the world of the crosswords, the daily crossword puzzles, ABBA is quite a frequent crossword answer.
Oh, is that right?
Pretty easy.
All right, yeah.
I talked to Paul about this one day recently. I learned that there's an ABBA arena in London.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do they just have ABBA shows
I don't know.
there?
I don't know. I don't know what it's for.
Huh.
But it's named for ABBA.
All right.
ABBA.
That is some branding right there.
One day recently, the clue was this four letters. This band had hits called Honey, Honey, and Money, Money, Money. And immediately I'm like, well, it's 4 letters. It's probably ABBA. I guess it could have been Asia.
Yeah, I don't recognize the names of those songs. Yeah.
No, I didn't either.
Or Poco.
Good. 4-letter band names for 800. Yeah, but it was ABBA.
Okay.
It's usually ABBA in those situations. Paul coming up. Paul's an ABBA fan. I am enjoying seeing these Malik Neighbors highlights, Bulldog, from Giants camp. Injuries are just not real. You tear an Achilles, ACL, you're just back. We're just getting so good at this.
Isn't there like still a buyer beware sticker on Malik Neighbors? Like,
sure.
They're not committing.
But it's being ripped off.
They're not committing to him being ready for week 1, I think, already.
No.
Am I reading that correctly? Yeah.
The report was the other day, maybe even yesterday, that they're not necessarily going to put him on PUP.
Oh, okay.
Like that he's a candidate to be ready in time. And I'm watching this clip of him today, and he looks great. Giants receiver, Malik Neighbors. Maybe you were rewarded for your courage if you drafted him in the 4th round or something this year.
Maybe, yeah.
If he's healthy, there's a much higher ceiling than that.
Yeah.
No Paul yet?
We're efforting. Yeah, I don't know what.
This was your plan.
I know. He said. Do you want me to show you the message? I mean,
no.
He said sure. I probably already deleted it. No, I still haven't. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Do you think the question for Sal about like Joe Brady's first play call is not ridiculous?
Sal was bracing for that to be. Yeah. You said silly.
I can get a little off the.
No,
path.
he took. Not only did he take the question, did you notice he said, "I've thought about."
Yeah, he liked it.
Yeah. So I feel like that's validation that it's not silly. And I was right there with, like, didn't Dayball have Allen launch a bomb the first time he had a chance? Right. So, yeah, I mean, first play, first game, the fact that the first game is on the road does take some starch out of it, but it is still like the first play from scrimmage you're going to have on offense anyway in your new place. I have a hard time envisioning Joe Brady wanting that to be like James Cook off tackle.
Well, that's what's interesting about it. Even though it's only one play, would he feel some
compunction? Is that the word you want?
Would he feel some responsibility to like do something that we'll all consider creative? We're not all just going to stop the tape after one play, but we're all going to be after the first play. We're all going to be reflecting on it,
right?
Whatever it was.
What I think you definitely want to avoid is what you referenced, good memory, good recall, Rex's first play with whatever that was, with Taylor out in the formation and Castle under center and some end-around action or whatever the heck that was that resulted in a 6-yard loss.
Yes.
What you don't want to do, I mean, you've been a play caller. Brady's had, the hook and ladder. He had hit 2 of them last year. I mean, it's a play that maybe your team, you can't think of your team ever having done it. I can't think of a previous example of the Bills running a hook and ladder outside of like a, I know it's a desperate situation, but I mean like the lateral play when you're absolutely out of ideas and it's the end. I don't think you want to be too cute, right?
That's the thing.
You don't want like some double reverse option receiver pass thing. Don't do that.
Too cute. As long as it doesn't work, it's too cute. If it works, it's what? Clever? It's never cute.
No, that's
cute
right.
is never good.
Cute is pejorative in this
Cute is never
conversation.
Good.
Yes.
For what a football play was. Okay, Paul Hamilton now on the West Her hotline.
Speaking of cute.
Speaking of cute. Paul, how's Rochester,
I'm sorry,
or was?
Paul.
Well, my apologies, guys. I was in a place where I couldn't let you know that I was screwed up, and so Mr. Jones finally got a hold of me, and I apologize.
Okay. Well, we take your apology. Thank you.
You were out for the festivities today. What was it like?
Yeah, it was pretty miserable. I mean, for the poor fans. I mean, cold, really rainy. I mean, it rained hard. And I'm sure it was probably miserable for the players, too. But coaches, they're like, who said this is a bad day?
I welcome this.
It's raining out. This is football. Let's put the ball down and just go. And, but still, they're human. I mean, just to sit out there, basically get drenched for 2 hours, I can't imagine is all that. Well, I can imagine it because I had to do that in high school. I do know what that's like. But, it's not that much fun. So, but
I take it.
That's.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
That's okay.
I'm bad at this. We haven't talked to you in a while, Paul. I'm out of practice with your syntax. I need to. So where you were though for these news, that was covered, right? You weren't getting rained on while you were.
Yeah. I basically didn't see practice. The way Sal and I break things up is I always do the podium, and then he. That leaves him free where he can talk to players as they're coming off the field. Mm-hmm. He can watch practice, which, he has to do because he talks to you guys and he writes a practice article where I don't really necessarily have to see it. So I was there early before practice started, talked to the coach, and then just sat right down and started writing the article for our website. And then when I got done with that, I had about 20 minutes before Josh Allen and Brandon Beane spoke. So, again, sat around and participated in those. And that was my day. And, of course, as you said, I was covered in the area right where the football field is. So I could just sit there and, I won't say stay warm, but stay dry and, write the articles.
I had an observation about Brady today, and I want to ask you, like, how much experience you have being around his news conferences. I don't imagine the Mondays after games are events that you necessarily are taking in. I just wonder what you thought of Brady today.
Yeah, quite a bit because, again, I've been doing the same thing for a while, so even as offensive coordinator.
Okay, right.
And remember, I'm there usually for OTAs. This is the first year I wasn't there for day one of OTAs because the Sabres made the playoffs. But I still was there near the end of it. And then, of course, training camp. And I'm there until Sabres training camp starts. So, I've have gone through quite a few of his interviews yet. And the thing that struck me today was, this is basically his first day as head coach. Yeah, they had OTAs. But this is training camp, and this is it. This is where you're starting. I didn't sense really any nervousness at all. He said, I'm just me. I'm not going to try to be somebody I'm not. And it was pretty believable. He wasn't fidgety or anything. He seemed very comfortable sitting in the chair, fielding questions for about 20 minutes. Basically saying, I am who I am. I'm not going to try to change anything. There's going to be a standard that the players are going to be held to here. They know it, and we're starting with it now. And if the standard is not met, it'll be dealt with. And, and he even said camp. He goes, of course we want to have some fun too, but he goes, we need to have a hard camp.
It's work. Yeah, right.
And we need to work and have to have a hard camp because guess what, guy? Because the expectations, and he goes, I almost swore. He's like, expectations. It's like, we don't have any expectations. He goes, we've accomplished nothing. He goes, you don't just pick up from last year and go. He goes, it's a whole new season, everything. He goes, we've accomplished absolutely nothing. It's the first day, and we have a lot of work to do to get better and to, be the team, be a good team. So he said, really, the expectation is to show up today and put the work in and be better for tomorrow when we show up and do the same thing again. He goes, and I know that's coach speak. I know what it sounds like. But he goes, you can't do it any other way. You can't walk in here and expect to pick up where you left off. And he goes, every year is different because you've got different players, in this case, different coaches, different systems. So he goes, it really is a one-day-at-a-time process.
I certainly can appreciate I got to be me, that sort of message. It's a little bit maybe complicated from the outside with, I'm thinking of Brady and his beginning here as the head coach through the prism, if you will, of McDermott's career. And you've been around enough coaches. I think sometimes a coach would want to strike chords that are different from his predecessor, especially when the predecessor was fired. All right, they want something from me that the last guy did not deliver on. And, that's where maybe a coach can get tied up because then you're not being genuine necessarily. And I think maybe if there's any of this with Brady, Paul, it might be his wanting to especially get through, whether it's to players or fans, that he's not just here for a good time, which is kind of some of what you're talking about, that he can be serious too. Because we really don't know him too well from his personality being an assistant to this point, but everybody understood Sean McDermott over 9 years, this is a serious guy.
And we all got a little peek of it when C.J. Gardner-Johnson was, doing a video where it might have been from the training room or somewhere in the locker room area somewhere. And Brady didn't go crazy or anything, but he just goes, no, not here.
Right, no training room, no locker room. Yeah.
Right. It wasn't like he went berserk or anything else, but he also made it clear we don't do that. That's not going to be done here. And that's a player that Bean was asked about that can be a problem and can also be a darn good football player. Led the NFL with 6 interceptions one year, had another year with 6 interceptions, won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. I would say, in my estimation, might be one of the most athletic safeties they've had in a while, maybe since Poyer and Hyde's prime. Mm-hmm. And that's something I think they really needed, was a guy who was pretty a good athlete back there. So, he's going to be able to do the job that way, but he gets carried away. As Bean said, he goes too far sometimes. And he goes, that's where the due diligence comes in. Talking to other people, bringing him in before you sign him and talk to him and see where he's coming from. but it just seems like Saints, Eagles, Lions, Texans, Bears. He's just, this is his 8th NFL season, and now he's on another team. He just seems like he wears out his welcome, but he's a darn good football player.
Yeah, that's a very interesting. I don't want to call it an experiment. I mean, I think he's penciled in to be the starter next to Cole Bishop. Barring something unforeseen here, I think he's easily the best option there. I've gotten enough already warning flashes about Geno Stone that, like, if I got to see him play, like, no thanks. We know about DeMar Hamlin, incredibly inspiring story, but we know as a player, there's a ceiling and it's not super high. So, I mean, I think Gardner Johnson is it, and it's an easy enough anyway, and probably to some extent there's some truth in it. I don't know how much. Like, if they would have just not ever considered this guy if McDermott were still the coach. Like, McDermott just said, like, no, I don't want to deal with the sideshow or not. But the fact that they mostly have been pretty conservative that way with who they choose to bring in, talk about Bill's DNA and all that. I haven't heard that phrasing since McDermott left, I feel like. I don't know if that's intentional or not.
I don't miss it.
But me either. But if this works, it's going to be held up as, see, we did a thing that maybe we wouldn't have done. But if it blows up, it's going to be like, oh, well, you took a chance and, you shouldn't have. But I fully endorse it. I'm glad that they brought the guy in. I hope he can keep a lid on things enough that, doesn't make anybody crazy. I saw another clip of him, not in the locker room, but with Deion Dawkins talking about Stephon Diggs. Yeah. and how much both guys, Gardner just keeps saying he wore a C. Like, I have no question the guy's a good teammate. He was a captain, and Dawkins is like, I'd rather have him than not have him, and all that. And I'm watching that, just going, all right. I mean, is this stirring anything up, or is this just guys being guys? Like, they probably do that anyway, whether the camera is rolling or not. So it's probably not a big deal, but it is something.
Yeah, and I say this with a question mark at the end. Is this a guy? And you alluded to it, I think, a little bit. Is this a guy that Sean McDermott would have endorsed bringing in?
Right.
My personal opinion is I'm thinking maybe not. And I could be all wrong on that, but he just doesn't seem like the Sean McDermott type of player.
Well, there's always a back and forth on that stuff. And maybe you limit yourself in terms of talent, making those kinds of decisions. But
no question,
it makes the coach's job harder if he's got to deal with whatever you might call a distraction here, with this player or Dawkins or Coleman or whoever it is. So tough for McDermott. Was a first-time head coach himself when he arrived. It comes with experience, maybe, but Brady. That's sort of was my point. Like he might want to inject a tone of disciplinarian here as he starts, to try to make sure his player, he's 36 years old. I mean, some of the players are almost that old. So he might want to make a special effort to get that across. How about Brandon Beane today, Paul? What were the leading messages?
Well, one of the things I found interesting, he was asked about Ed Oliver, who we all know at certain points in a season basically demolishes a defense. But it's not a lot. It's 2 to 4 games a year that might happen. And one thing Beane talked about is with Jim Leonard, the new defensive coordinator, he goes right away. Leonard, in the interview, Leonard said, Ed is a one-on-one guy. And he goes, I have ways to get him into those one-on-one matchups. He's not getting enough of them. And when he does get them, that's when he destroys defenses.
Offenses,
and he goes, he gets doubled offenses. And he goes, he gets doubled way too much for his type of talent. And that's what Beane talked about. He liked the fact that Leonard recognized right away what it would take to make Ed Oliver that kind of a player all the time. And, devising different schemes that are going to get him into more one-on-one matchups. So it was interesting to listen to him talk about that with the new defensive coordinator, because I think we all know the defense we're going to see is not the McDermott defense,
right?
Good or bad, whatever it is, good or bad, it's not McDermott's defense. It's going to be different, and I think that's one of the things that maybe could help, especially if that guy starts playing like that. How much better does your defense get just from one guy realizing his potential like that?
Were you surprised or shocked even to hear Josh Allen say he likes the gray uniforms and know that people hate them despite never, ever once being online in his life?
It is funny. And he was a little tongue-in-cheek. It was funny. I mean, because he was never asked the question, and I think he was dying to be asked the question. And he never was. And the press conference is over, and he just said, that's when he went into it. Guys, you guys got to stop hating on those jerseys, or how he put it.
Yep.
And then just went on about those jerseys. And it was I was kind of amused by the whole thing. And, he actually went into the why they are that way, and it's a history thing. And so I don't know if it's something maybe the team asked him to do or if it's something he did on his own. I don't think it really matters one way or the other. Mm-hmm. But he wanted to be heard on it. He went for about a minute and a half talking about it, and nobody asked him about it.
And he got out of there before anybody. Yeah, I felt like he said it kind of mic dropped. Like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Well, he did take a question or two until he mic dropped. And then finally, it's all right, we're done. And then with a big smile on his face, it's like, okay, I said what I wanted to say. And I'm off, So I was. Let me say I was entertained by it. I just thought it was all right. Do your thing. I'll just sit here and listen.
Be refreshing once in a while to hear a player admit to actually doing what pretty much everybody else does, which is read or listen to some content about the team, but they're just so loath to admit it. I mean, that's been true of Bills and Sabres forever.
Well, if you listen carefully in the beginning, he goes, well, as you know, I don't know that people – He goes, you guys have to stop hating. And he goes, well, I don't know if you're hating on it or not because I don't pay attention to that stuff. Right, and then later on he's saying, well, I know lots being said about it. It's like, well, you just said earlier you didn't know. No. You don't pay attention to that stuff.
Make sure everybody know that he's above that.
I felt like what he was trying to clarify the first time, I mean, I can't believe I'm really going through this with this fine a comb, he sounded like he was accusing you guys, the media in that room of hating on the jerseys, and I felt like he wanted to say, like, I don't know that you are hating on them, but, I know there's noise out there, basically.
Yeah. He sits in a park all day and just listens to conversations. That's how he gets his information.
It wasn't the media. He just sat in the park and wanted to hear what people were saying in the park. That's all.
Right. That's right. That's how he can inform himself. Okay. Thank you, Paul. Hope you had a good time out there, even though it was wet.
My apologies again.
No worries, Paul. Yeah. All right. There's Paul Hamilton on the Wester Hotline. His appearances are brought to you by Raylax Honda. Raylax, we got this. Well, that's usually a hockey thing. I don't know. Am I supposed to read all those training camp sponsors again? We just talked to Paul.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should. Hang on.
Did you happen to see the clip of the Ravens being welcomed to camp? What they did?
No, I did not.
So apparently they have a new PA announcer. I don't know why or what happened, if anything, but they have their new PA announcer set up somewhere
at camp?
In a parking lot.
Oh,
this is when they arrived.
Oh, gotcha.
Yesterday.
Okay, gotcha. All right, sorry.
And he's out there introducing the players one by one, like they're like it's a prize fight.
Sure. Okay.
Here Zay Flowers, fastest player in the league, whatever, like Boston College, but in the big announcery football league announcer voice.
Sure. Yeah.
And Flowers, for one, hammed it up. Like, I don't know exactly what the fan scene was like, but there would have been fans sort of probably roped off, no touching. No get in close, no autographs. But, he was playing to a crowd. Flowers.
Don't go key the guy's car that cost you your fantasy football championship.
So here comes Kyle Hamilton. There's the chess piece. The guy goes into all that. And I was waiting to see what it would be for Jackson. And it was funny because this is a clip from the Ravens. So it's not like a news station or anything showing it.
Right.
And what the Jackson one is he just kind of basically as fast as he could just walked right through it. And he turned his head at one point and smiled like, you guys are funny. And you never heard the guy even get to the first of his accolades. Like, from Louisville, he's gone. Never he doesn't say his name, like he's already in the room, so that's over. Just another way that Jackson makes you wonder, like, about his personality in a way, not good or bad necessarily, but I think maybe he's just really shy. And, okay, we're doing this, but I'm not going to stop and wave and play your game.
I'm not going to play it up. Yeah.
So it's just funny. The announcer's going on and on about different linemen and Zay Flowers and Kyle Hamilton, and here he comes. Oh, that's it. He's gone.
Right. Your two-time MVP. What?
He's gone. That was quick. Never even got to his name.
Training camp coverage here, which is what we were doing with Paul, is presented by Fiegel Carr and Joyce, your border attorneys, brought to you by Outlet Liquor. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? And by the Barnes Firm. Car crash, you've got to call the Barnes Firm, 1-800-8-million.
Joe Brady as he takes over and camp starts. Your feelings about him, 803-0550 to join us, or anything else that we've talked about over the course of the day or week or weeks or months here as we arrive at this point. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog with lines open. This is WGR.
Buffalo Bills were back on the practice field today as it was day one of training camp over at St. John Fisher. Some pretty good injury news. All but Tyrell Shavers were on the field today to some capacity. Shavers is the lone player on PUP to start camp as he, of course, is recovering from that torn ACL he suffered late last year. We did also hear from plenty of the Bills brass today. Head coach Joe Brady, before practice, set the stage for what his first camp in charge will look like.
There's a mentality that I want us to play with, and I think this is perfect, right? It's the first day, 8:30 practice, raining. Like, that's what I want. This has got to be a tough camp. Like, you want it to be hard. This isn't supposed to be just fun. Like, we want to push it. We want the guys to feel some type of way, and I'm excited for us to figure that out and learn and go through it all.
And then following practice, general manager Brandon Beane spoke with the media, as did quarterback Josh Allen, who stood up for third-year wide receiver Keon Coleman.
You know, he's put in the work this offseason. He continues to get better, continues to master the offense in the role that we're asking him to do. Again, he's working extremely hard, and I think people see that. I respect that about him. He's never once put his head down and pouted and woe is me, and it's always, I'm going to figure this thing out.
You can listen back to Allen, Brady, and Beane up at our website, WGR550.com. And coverage of training camp on WGR is presented by Fiegel Car and Joyce, your border attorneys, and brought to you by Outlet Liquor. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? And by the Barnes Firm. Car crash, you've got to call the Barnes Firm, 1-800-8-million. That's Paddock Chevrolet Sports Headlines. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Zach Jones for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
Beef on WEC Wednesday. Caller 5 now at 716-221-4WGR. That's 4947. Wins a $50 gift card to Connor's Restaurant on Seneca Street in West Seneca. Every Wednesday, score 4 Connor's Beef on WEC meals for just $55 or 1 for $15 because Connor's is better. Good luck. 716-221-4947. How do you feel about the Cowboys this year?
I think maybe kind of awesome.
They're not the Jets or the Browns.
No.
They are a team I feel like I always like. It's got to be fantasy working.
Well, yeah. I mean, Prescott has had so many good years. I mean, I don't know. He's also been kind of a letdown in some big spots over the years. So something makes me want to root for him.
I'm like that.
In spite of, like, I don't want to root for the Jones family or Jerry Jones specifically. I mean, he might be like the face of everything I despise about the NFL. Like, I feel like springs from Jerry Jones in some ways. And I know, like, if you're on the ownership business side of the NFL, like, you're hearing me say that going, dude, he's made all of us billionaires. Like, I know. That's what I hate about it. It's all just kind of gross to
Our
me.
new stadium can make you think about this.
Yeah. So,
because he is the face of it. He or Goodell.
Right.
Or both.
Right. I mean, he says publicly the Bills need a new stadium. That gets taken seriously. And that's not to say that I think the Bills did not need a new stadium. I guess, maybe without Jerry Jones being as good at monetizing everything about the sports or this sport, maybe we wouldn't have needed a new stadium. Like, maybe we'd still be comfortable with the level of luxury you had with the suites that were built in 1998 in the old stadium. I don't know. Like, there's probably somebody else probably would have done it. So he just happens to be the face of it. But I kind of like Dak Prescott.
Me too.
So, and there's such a certain amount of like punchline about them because of Jones to an extent, like the botching of contract stuff, like just costing yourself extra money when you could have been proactive, and they're just not. They're easy to make fun of, I think. He's an old man and maybe not at the top of his game anymore, but he's still running the Cowboys. And there's something to be appreciated about that, but also something kind of terrifying about that if you're a Cowboys fan. So that makes them mockable. But I can't get to I'm going to root for them, but I might like them more than the Eagles.
I know I do.
Like as a fan, like they appeal to me more than I can't stand the Eagles. The Big Dom, Sirianni, the whole thing. It's just like I'm done with you.
You like Hurts though.
I do like Hurts.
He has a way, apparently, though, of sort of annoying people.
Yeah, I don't.
I think.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not his fault.
I don't know.
Those kinds of things usually look in the mirror.
Yeah. I have liked Hurts, but I'm at a point with him where it's going to get harder and harder to defend if they still have the same problems. Like maybe I'll tell you this. I've liked him as a player. He's had some huge games in the biggest games of his life. Even with that said, I would say I'm glad he's not my quarterback. Oh, yeah. I just think there's headaches there. Whether it's like personality, leadership, communication, whatever it is, everyone wants to blame the guy that got traded away, A.J. Brown. But, if it's still rocky, I'm glad he's not my. I think he's very talented, and I did love him coming out of college, but he and Prescott have had for me as a fan opposite trajectories. I didn't really think much about Prescott coming out, and it became very apparent early on that people couldn't wait to tell you how good he was, and that can make me go oh, stop. He's the Dallas quarterback. Stop. And Hurts was more like an underdog. I mean, Prescott was too. He's a fourth-round pick. Hurts was second, right?
Yes.
But the more they play, the more I like Prescott, the less I like Hurts. On and off the field, I would say. Prescott impresses me every time he talks. I just think he's a very thoughtful. He's just I admire him. I like Prescott.
Tough job too for the quarterback of the Cowboys. He's had playoff failures. He's kind of known for them, and just seems to me always somebody that gets hammered at as a player. But he's been very good. And the playoff thing, just whether that's Prescott, Lamar Jackson, to some extent, Allen, these guys that have not gotten there, that's what it's all about, is this year another chance to, redeem and rewrite your legacy.
And as sporting as it was to mock them for the handling of the Michael Parsons thing, the defense actually, I think, did perform better in the second half of the season for them. And now they've added Quinnen Williams, right? He's there now. I believe in the offense, at least the quarterback and the receiving options there. If that defense is decent, 10th, 12th, 15th in the league, maybe they could be really good.
A lot of tough games on their schedule. How does this line up? AFC South, at least. But then what? NFC West. There are going to be some great games. Yeah. NFC East versus NFC West. Dallas. Listen to the primetime elements here. At the Giants, Sunday night, week 1. Somehow that got Sunday night billing. Week 2, late window, Washington. Week 3, Sunday morning in Brazil against the Ravens. Week 4 at Houston, 1 o'clock. Week 5, Thursday night, home to Tampa. Week 6, Sunday night at Lambeau. Week 7, Monday night at Philadelphia. That's 7 games. 5 are either at night or in the morning, standalone games. 5 out of 7. Arizona, Indianapolis, San Francisco's a 4:25, Tennessee. Eagles, where's this? Thanksgiving. Eagles on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. At Seattle on a Monday night, week 13, bye week, late bye week. Note that, fantasy people in the tournaments, week 14. Dallas and Arizona have week 14 byes. At the Rams, week 15, 4:25 game. Jacksonville on a Sunday night, Giants, Washington, Dallas. You can get plus 200 over 10.5 at DraftKings. 11-6. Some tough games, though.
Yeah.
9.5 is the regular number. Also plus money. Plus 115, over 9.5, 10-7.
I like that.
You're down.
Yeah. I'm trying. I could go look, but if I try to open my DraftKings app, my phone will freeze. I'm trying. I have those 2 parlays, and I'm sure I have the Cowboys in one of them.
Oh, the
8-teamers, the 8-leggers.
8-leggers.
I think I'd be surprised if I don't.
Did I tell you that I was looking up those the other day with my nephew?
Yeah, that came up.
This is the time to best enjoy it.
Yeah, right.
Unless you get ridiculously lucky. The money's already in, right? So nothing else. I don't have to pay any extra.
Right. Doesn't cost you anything now.
But
just what you get now is the enjoyment of the dreaming, where you look at it and go, okay, I guess I have a chance to win. Let's see, what is it? $472,000. $232.26. Yeah,
that's one of yours.
That's one of mine.
I have one that's more.
Let me see. Does that one have no? That one has the Washington winning the division.
Could happen.
Yeah. What is that here? I'm there. Whatever. We're talking about this. Patriots, Steelers, Jaguars, Broncos, Commanders, Packers, Panthers, 49ers.
Literally no favorites. Right?
Right.
Literally no favorites. Unless Denver is.
Yeah, Denver might be.
Kansas City, I think, is, though.
The other one that only pays $38,000 on a $10 bet is Bills, Bengals, Jaguars, Broncos.
Okay.
Eagles, Lions, Saints, Seahawks.
Those are almost all favorites.
Yeah.
Not Cincinnati, but that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Maybe not Jacksonville. Maybe they are. You said New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah.
I don't hate it. Seattle, Philadelphia, Green Bay.
Yep.
Denver.
No, Detroit, not Green Bay.
Detroit.
Green Bay's in the other one.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I've got one that for $10 pays $528,000.
So I don't have the Cowboys. I'm bummed out about that.
Well, get one. Make
I guess
one.
I could make. I mean, whatever. I have 2 of these. I'm enjoying these 2. Maybe I should do some more.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this one.
What's the total on that one you just said, by the way?
528,843 in no sense. I'm enjoying this one, and I will be completely until the season starts. Then it's dead.
Because you have Miami in
this
one? Call Tyler Dunn back.
I don't need him. Baltimore, Kansas City, okay?
Okay.
Houston.
Yeah. All right.
Rams, the favorite. Bucks are probably the favorite. Chicago.
Reasonable.
Defending champ. Maybe the favorite. Washington, Miami. So if you get a normal season with some Dolphins.
Right.
You know? Maybe. I'm not saying I'm rooting for that. You want a Bills one? Here's a Bills one. 8-team parlay to win divisions. Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Denver, Indianapolis, LA Rams, Dallas, Tampa, Minnesota. Colts, Vikings.
Yep.
Steelers would be that pays only $182,000 though. And I have to split some of these. I have to split 10 ways, so don't get too excited for me. I know it's that I have 4 of my own, and then the next 10 are 10 people. 10-way split.
Which when you ran through that just now, you wondered Tampa. I wanted to go look. Tampa is the favorite.
They're probably the favorite.
Plus 164. Saints are second at plus 265. I'm looking at DraftKings now. I did open it. My iPad so far is still functional. Carolina plus 310. Falcons plus 425.
Carolina's ahead of Atlanta. Oh, I hate that. I got to find my way to one where you can rank the teams in the exact order. Atlanta will be better than Carolina. Although they're starting out and Tua's not healthy and Bijan wants to hold out.
Right.
Bijan and Gibbs are both holding in. The James Cook method. Work for James Cook.
Yeah. Except they're talking about like contracts
$25
million.
Yeah. Does that have to just get settled?
When did Cook get signed? It was by now last year or no? I don't remember.
By the first day?
No, it wasn't because he didn't participate.
He was there?
He was there, and yeah. So it took a couple days, but I mean, $25 million.
Yeah.
By the time he's, I guess at any time, like if he leads the league in rushing again, he's probably rattling. He's probably making noise next year. If I were him or I was his advice, I would tell him to. I would say you probably better do something, because if you just play out that contract, he's not getting that then. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, Robinson is the face of the franchise, I would say. Not Gibbs. Gibbs is great, but Robinson is the face of the Falcons, I think. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog here, 803-0550. Your calls are welcome. This is WGR. Bisons at Lehigh Valley tonight, 6:45. They were rained out last night, so there's no update on their season.
I'm grooving.
Heart? It's a cover?
All-time riff. No, it's Heart.
That's the original Barracuda?
That's the OG, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. That's a great riff.
It's great.
I guess I should try to learn to play that.
Ever watch their rendition of Stairway to Heaven at the Kennedy Center?
Yes, I have seen that.
That's the Zeppelin drummer's son?
Jason Bonham, yeah.
Jason Bonham. I think it's really cool that my daughter, if she cares to, will be able to go through life saying that she's seen Willie Nelson in concert now.
Yeah.
My wife and kids went to, what is it called? Porch?
The 4th of July picnic.
The 4th of July picnic in Austin.
Willie Nelson's 4th of July picnic. It's a humongous event.
Yes, they went to it earlier this month, and it was Wilco and Willie Nelson and his son Lucas Nelson.
Lucas, yeah.
And there was another band or two that I'd heard of.
Yeah, it's a big all day shebang. It's awesome. Yeah.
I think they got tired. It was hot.
I'll bet.
But I think my wife might have done what I would like to think I would have done. We're staying to at least look at Willie Nelson. We're staying for one song. We're not leaving before he gets on the stage.
Our kids were little. We took them to see Dylan with Wilco and my morning jacket on a huge tour at Darien Lake. And we were at the theme park all day. Show started early, but still Dylan, like 5 songs into Dylan, like, okay, we can go.
Yeah.
The kids saw Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Good. You've got that you've got that on your scorecard for life.
I don't know who I would pick for this. I didn't go to concerts, I still don't really go to concerts. I remember when Neil Diamond was in Buffalo and I was kind of on my own that night. I had a ticket or a pass and I went in for like 3 songs and left. I mean, I don't have a problem with Neil Diamond, but I wanted to be able to say I was there.
I saw him twice. I loved it both times.
Okay.
Neil Diamond. Great show.
But I was, 40.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know when it was.
No, when
the arena.
you texted me that they went to that, I said like your daughter. Was Julius there too?
Yeah.
Your kids have got they've got something on their resume that I'd like to have, which is Wilco at Willie Nelson's 4th of July picnic.
And they're not super little. Like they'll remember it.
Yeah.
If they care about it, they'll remember it. It's not that they were too young, 16 and 14, so 15. All right, back to football. Your calls are welcome at 803-0550. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog, WGR.
Dallas in the final. Dallas was going for a back-to-back, and New Jersey got him in the final with Larry Robinson.
That was that year?
Yep.
Jason Arnott?
Yep, righto. Yep.
Oh, has the show ever sounded older.
Yep.
We've been living in sin so long, all the feels are gone. Fella stopped me on the street last night, said everything's alright. Roller coaster, make it through the day alright. It seems your meal ticket is gone, but life goes on. I could never imagine something better. Yeah, right. Now you're cooking on high heat in the middle of the street. Roller coaster, take me to a better time. Let's go. All sing your high line with the roller coaster of life. Yeah. It's time to all choose your timeline on the roller coaster of life. You seem to easily forget how to place your bet. When everyday life gets you down, you gotta steal the crown. Got to own it. Don't bitch and moan about it, please. God forbid you scrape your knees, and it's nothing to sneeze at. Oh, I've told you over and over again. You gotta get both hands around it and make your own plans. Roller coaster, it's taking over. It's about time.
Day number 1 is in the books for Bills training camp and a good bill of health to start camp. Every player but Tyrell Shavers were on the field to some capacity. Shavers, though, is the lone player on PUP to begin camp as he recovers from that torn ACL. And we also did hear from plenty of the Bills brass today. Head coach Joe Brady got the party started before practice and helped set the stage for his first camp in charge.
There's a mentality that I want us to play with, and I think this is perfect, right? It's the first day, 8:30 practice, raining. Like, that's what I want. This has got to be a tough camp. Like, you want it to be hard. This isn't supposed to be just fun. Like, we want to push it. We want the guys to feel some type of way, and I'm excited for us to figure that out and learn and go through it all.
Then following practice, quarterback Josh Allen spoke, as did general manager Brandon Beane, who spoke on a number of topics, including the relationship between TJ Parker and Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb's been talked about. I mean, his leadership. He takes TJ Parker, down to Florida with him this summer, and talked to Bradley yesterday about it. Just he's impressed with TJ's commitment. For a young guy, feels like the light's on. And so commend TJ for going, man, that's a guy I kind of want to follow.
You can listen back to Allen, Brady, and Bean at our website, WGR550.com. And coverage of training camp on WGR is presented by Fecal Car and Joyce, your border attorneys, and brought to you by Outlet Liquor. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? And by The Barnes Firm. Car crash? You've got to call The Barnes Firm, 1-800-8-million. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Zach Jones for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
It's Mike Schopp and the Bulldog.
I clicked 4 things to buy a drink, and now I have to be polled on my ordering experience? How dare you? 1 to 5 stars. I don't know, 2. I guess nobody rubbed my feet.
It's Mike Schopp and the Bulldog.
Sounds like it went seamlessly.
That's between me and you, and me and me.
Yeah.
I'm not telling them how my ordering experience was. I'm losing my mind. That's basically the bottom line here. I'm losing my mind. Anyway.
It's Mike Schopp and the Bulldog on WGR Sports Radio 550.
Yeah, just the ordering experience. I pushed 2 buttons and there was a coffee. I guess it was fine. Just the offensiveness of the word experience. I didn't sweat. I didn't do other things. It was just sort of nothing. Ordering experience. I'll pass.
Yeah, can I do what I want to do without signing up for any of your stuff? Is
it's not even possible anymore.
Can we do that anymore? Is that functionally possible? What if I don't have a smartphone? What then? Anyway, who doesn't have a smartphone?
I was in a store recently, and it's one of those stores where, do you have a membership card or I don't want to be too specific, but like, do you have an account with us? And I do, but I've never figured out what it does for me.
Mm-hmm.
So this last time, I just, it comes up on the little box, enter your phone number, and I just skipped it. And what it kind of meant was like they couldn't process my transaction. And I said, yeah, I just skipped it. I just skipped the phone number because I don't know what it does for me. And the woman said, don't do that next time. Well, I didn't want to have the conversation. The whole point of skipping it was to get out of there.
Right.
But now I'm going to have, I chose not to, but I kind of would like to know, what am I getting out of entering my phone number every time I'm here?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm getting a lower price.
Are you a rewards member? No. Would you like to join? No. Thank you. I'll take my rock salt and my shovel and I'll be on my way. I appreciate you being open.
I did recently. Yeah, that's how I feel every time. I did recently crack at one popular chain store and signed up for the card because my son was sick, I think it was, and I wanted Gatorade for him. Just, a couple of Gatorades to feel better, if that actually helps. But that's what he asked for.
Sure.
So I went to the store and, you see that little sticker discount. Sometimes it's just for everybody. Sometimes it's only if you have. And it was like 2 for $5 maybe. And when I went to the counter, they were like $5 each. And like, this isn't, I don't get the discounts. Like, are you a member? No. And, when it gets that far with me, like you, like you're not going to change my mind.
Right.
I'm not going to sign up now.
Right.
Plus, there's probably somebody behind me.
Right.
And I'll never want to do that if there's anybody behind me.
Yeah.
So I did go home and say, maybe this is one where these discounts are significant enough that if we're going to come here, which we do, because it's,
Yep.
an easy, popular convenience store, then maybe we should do it. So I did. I did sign up for that one. Yeah. You got me. Big chain drugstore. You got me. How about a quick NFC power rankings? Reverse NFC power rankings.
It's been so long.
You got 10 minutes for that?
I got 10 hours for that.
Reverse NFC power rankings powered even by Empire Electric, your local residential electrician. Visit empireelectricians.com. NFC 16. Easy.
Rams. How does this work again?
Reverse.
Yeah, no, I was kidding. Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
Sam Monson today on his podcast with Steve talking up Arizona a little bit.
Good.
They were talking about Harrison.
Good.
I said it's going to be fast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some interesting thoughts on Harrison, and maybe I think Sam thinks, and I'm sure with good reason, I walked into the conversation that like Harrison just doesn't have the swagger.
Yeah.
And, he's like, last year he caught a touchdown pass and he broke down. Like, does that sound like a guy is that how most confident players react to scoring touchdowns?
Right.
So, I don't know about Harrison. Matt Collar's really down on his tape. Talked to Matthew about him because he's been digging into Kyler Murray. And, like, you got to see some of these routes. They don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Drops.
He compared him to Keon Coleman.
Yeah, you said that. That's right.
A month or so ago when he was on this show.
15.
I think I want to go with the New York Football Giants.
Man, it's tough already.
It is. There's a lot of good teams, but there's just a bunch of sort of, I don't know, like Carolina, maybe Giants. I don't know who's going to be better there.
This was Aaron Schott's point about the AFC. Several teams are really bad. So, you end up with sort of a different looking standings than what the NFC is. I'll say Giants too. I'd like Carolina at 14.
Okay, yeah.
Ominous start. Multiple injuries, bad ones already. And I don't think they're good anyway.
Yep.
13. Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm going to say Atlanta.
It's got to be one of those South teams.
Yeah.
It might be all of them next in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about Tampa, but I feel like I don't want to be they're going to come soon enough. I guess I'll just save it till they come. But unless you want to do them here, Tampa, instead of Atlanta.
I'll say New Orleans.
I think I'll go Atlanta here because I think I'd like Tyler Shuck more than Tua or Penix. I don't feel wonderful about that, though.
I have really liked Penix a lot, but it's getting harder and harder and harder.
If Tua can't hold up physically, and listen, you know who we're talking about, then maybe Penix gets another chance. I think that probably happens eventually.
I kind of can't believe that. Like, you are the only person. Okay, the only conversations I have about the Atlanta Falcons are in this room with you. So there's that.
I fully expect Tua to start, and that is what surprises you.
Yeah, I just can't believe that. That's their plan.
Mm-hmm.
That seems insane to me. Like, Miami, $90 million of dead money to let him go, to get him off their team, and he's going to go in there. Like, they drafted Penix 8th overall 2 years ago, and he got hurt. He hasn't really had a lot of runway. It's insane to me that they would put Tua in over him. Insane.
I think they want to. 12, Saints.
Fine.
11.
Tampa. What I wanted to say about Tampa is that, a lot of people are saying this, right? The contract talks broke down. Mayfield's not getting an extension. I feel like that is perfect for him. It's just right. It's just like that is his life. That's his career. So I feel like I want to bet on him.
Underappreciated?
Yeah, or just cast. Yeah, we like you, but we don't like you.
Well, that contract never works for the team.
That's right.
Speaking of Tua, as an example.
Right. Yeah. You're
can't blame the Bucs.
Yeah. No, I don't either. I don't know that I'd want to pay him right now if it were up to me, but it might work for them if they don't.
10, Washington.
Yeah.
9, San Francisco.
Way down here.
I know. Maybe not. It's not easy, but I'm just putting my chips on that it falls apart. I don't know what the Shanahan deal is with this car accident that they didn't even reveal for so long. And I mean, there's a lot of age. Now I've got Pearsall with his knee isn't right. First day of camp. That's bad.
This isn't exactly going to refute the age point, but they did get Mike Evans.
Kittle, Evans.
I kind of like
Trent Williams.
I kind of like Mike Evans there
a
lot.
It is a lot of old guys, and they have not drafted well for a while.
McCaffrey, even if they're healthy, they're dangerous. I'm off the Niners. I don't think anybody else is.
No, I'm not either, but I don't know who else to put here.
Minnesota?
I could get to Minnesota.
I like Murray a lot. I think he'll pop with O'Connell.
Like him. I don't like Murray. I don't trust Murray at all.
But that's the thing. I don't know if I trust him. I could totally see it just falling apart in 6 weeks, and it's like, do we go back to McCarthy? Is O'Connell going to get fired? I like the upside though there.
Minnesota's fine. 8. Anybody else you want?
No.
San Francisco?
San Francisco's fine.
7. Green Bay?
Green Bay.
All right.
You beat me just by a hair there. Right? That's what I was going to say.
6, Dallas?
Yeah.
5. Bears, Lions, Eagles, Seahawks, Rams.
Eagles. I'm mad.
Eagles 5?
I'm mad that the Eagles are this low.
Fine. 4. Detroit.
Yes.
Although I might actually think they're better than the Bears. Too late. It is written.
Bears next.
Bears at 3. 2.
I'll say Seattle.
I'll say Rams.
Seattle.
Well, it isn't the standings, so.
Right.
That one conversation we had recently, which team's fans or which team would have the most right to complain about their place in the betting odds for this year? Wow, that doesn't seem fair. Patriots fans, maybe, being behind the Bills in the odds, or Denver fans with respect to Kansas City. Seattle is another one. I mean, all we did was win it.
Right.
Pretty decisively.
And now
we had to beat the Rams twice.
Trade for Myles Garrett, and there's talk of Aaron Donald returning, and like they're better than us now.
And it's not even close. Like by the odds, the Rams are maybe half as short as Seattle, plus 550 to plus 1,000. I think I saw. If Seattle's even plus 1,000, the Bills are.
I do like the Rams a lot.
Everybody does. Devontae Adams, who was it? Sigmund, I guess, was talking us off Devontae Adams. I had his page up earlier when we were talking to Sal about Coleman. Like maybe Coleman's future lies in whether he can catch touchdown passes.
Yeah, Adams was a slow burning Green Bay.
That too. But like he's been described as their goal line back. It's so easy. It just looks like it's unfair.
Yeah.
And he has to be an amazing separator, and Coleman is not. So it's not. That's why I didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see sort of like, so Coleman had 38 catches last year and 4 touchdowns? Adams had 60 catches and 14 touchdowns. He caught a touchdown pass like on every 5th catch last year, and a lot of them were in close. So there's, in fantasy, like he has to give you that, I think, because there's signs of decline, and if he doesn't give you the crazy touchdown ratios, then you probably lose that.
I feel like I got him in fantasy the year he finally, like when he finally popped, I think I had him.
I think of you for him.
Yeah.
That's right, because I just remember hearing all the time he's actually bad.
Yeah.
And then he became really great.
Yeah.
So that's right, and it did take a while. Unless you didn't think he was ever bad. But a lot of smart people didn't like his game at all. Earlier today, of course, the opening day of training camp in Rochester. We had Joe Brady speaking today and also Brandon Beane. We'll get you the GM and his comments here on day one after this timeout. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog, WGR.